Me.
Okay. Hit us with it.
I have a note card. So we woke up in the morning and Ember decided to sort of check in with Surtur to make sure that everything wasn't weird. Spoiler, things were weird. Heimdall had blown the Galler horn sometime in the night, and Thor was out hunting for the Chained One, as Surtur informed us that we were not supposed to say his name because he can, like, teleport to us, / like, it, like, sends a little, like, hey, someone's talking about you sort of thing to him, which we don't know. We've already had his interest once. Don't need it again. And then I guess they set up a system for, like, making sure that their connection's real and it's not the Chained One, like, faking them out like they did last time, because, like, Ember actually really thought he killed Surtur last time, so that was probably good. I'm sure it was something a little silly, given our system with Ember. And then, when we got down to breakfast, Tanis refused to let me drink coffee until she had sniffed it, and we decided that, well, we figured out she probably, last time when she drank the coffee, was trying to protect me, so if she starts doing weird behavior like that, we have to be mindful? I mean, I should have thought of that. Familiar starts acting weird, pay attention. I never thought I'd have a familiar, so I didn't pay attention in that class. And then there was an earthquake and thunderstorm and all that type of stuff during breakfast, and it was purple lightning, which is, Thor's lightning. And I did sense a celestial nearby. Actually, a couple. Tanis got really nervous and turned into a book and hid in my coat, and she has really not come out for the rest of the day. Once we got underway, we noticed that Thigmir was, like, cracked open and missing the top of it, and I really hope Fenrir's okay. I mean, he's supposed to play a role in Ragnarok, so I don't know if you can kill him before then. I feel like Odin would have done that to stop Ragnarok, but and then we noticed we were being tracked by Skull and Hati, and so we hid, and then Tanis blew our cover and ran out and talked with them, and they left us alone. So they were tracking her, but she wasn't what they wanted, which makes me uncomfortable, because it really just adds evidence to Andy's theory on who Tanis' original master is. That's not a conversation I want to have with that guy. We eventually made it to Malik's house, and also the home of his giant pet tarantula named Abraham. Which, I mean...
It's me, dummy.
The legs and everything were fine. It was the eyes. Just too many eyes. As we suspected, it is Sahakram. I know I'm not pronouncing it right, but vowel and consonant combinations I have trouble saying. Bacon God. And he's making all of the predators very, very big, which is causing obvious problems for people. We stayed at Malik's clearing for the night to sit out in the morning, during which Tanis, since it was our first time out of the Black Label room, gave me a vision of the painter talking with Thor. I don't know whether that's an indication of the painter's power level, or his arrogance that he wanted to play with Thor. I'm hoping for arrogance because the other option scares me. Tanis didn't seem to know that she did it, which was puzzling. I have thoughts on that, and when we're not dealing with an area where even ants are actually a problem, I might try an experiment with her on that one. We had a talk with the god in question. And he told us that he needs to go back to his realm, his plane of existence. He can't do it on his own, which also questions about that. He needs to go back to Fendemir, so we need to either teleport him there or banish him. Unfortunately, the banishment spell is not something I have currently at my fingertips, but with a little work, I think it's something that I can easily do. But as we made our way to the village, we were flown over by a giant griffin, and Thor was up north, out in the ocean, and then we all heard Jormungandr yelling at him. So I'm assuming they didn't actually start anything, because I'm pretty sure we'd know. But yeah, so that Jormungandr's up north somewhere of us. Awesome. I don't know how I feel about that. Not sure I want to see him anytime soon. But yeah, that's I guess we head into the village and figure out what's what and what we're doing about a griffin.
Okay. Thank you. That was wonderful, Nyx. So,
I had to write myself notes. Been too long.
the town of Carthage. It's been not even 20 minutes since you've arrived, and already you can tell several things from this place. One, the buildings are poorly taken care of. The spiked wood fence wall, parapet, palisade thing surrounding the edge of town is the most well taken care of part of the whole town. And as you walk down the main road, every person that you walk by hides. They run into a building and shut the door, or they close the curtain, or the shade to the window that they're looking out of. Nowhere is anyone meeting your gaze. Since about 3 minutes ago, it's been raining. What would the three of you like to do?
What time of day is it?
Probably about 4:30 in the afternoon.
You know, I really wish it would stop raining when we got to new places.
Yeah.
Nyx is saying this from the depths of the hood of her capelet.
I'm gonna look around and see if I can spot anything that vaguely looks like an inn, since the previous adventurers had apparently been at an inn.
Go ahead and give me a perception check for the area. I don't think it'll be too hard since it's the inn, but there's no one to guide your attention to it, so.
I forgot.
Yeah,
You
dice.
didn't roll the dice.
No, I didn't get my dice down. 1 second.
Lame.
Yeah, I was doing other things. Okay.
Bad.
Yeah. That's a 7.
Yeah, with a 7, it takes you a little bit to kind of adjust to the rain on your eyes, and the area around you looks mostly like it is a coherent layout of a village, so even though there are no signs anywhere to give you a good guess, you're pretty sure the big one near the center is probably either the town hall or the inn.
I'm then going to start heading towards the inn,
Okay.
gesturing to my companions to say, "Follow me."
I'll follow her lead.
We're following.
Okay. So as the three of you head towards the inn itself, and you do finally see these letters on the front door that say INN scratched into the wood. No more ornation to that just scratched into the wood of the door. But the door is shut, and all the windows have their shades racked.
I'm gonna try the door.
The door itself is shoddy, and Kaya's weight is more than enough to shake it free, but as you look inside, all you see is tossed tables and no lights. There's a bar, but the barrels behind the bar have all been ripped open and destroyed, and the tables have, several of them just have lines right through the middle of them and are in multiple pieces. There's no one in here, but there are some dark patterns on the floor.
Alrighty. I'm gonna look at the floor, look around the room, look at my companions, and go. So I guess we find somebody in charge
I was gonna
first.
say, I think the inn's closed.
Yeah.
Doesn't look
They
like
probably
they've had the
won't
best
mind
of
us
times
bunking down
recently.
here, but
I mean, nobody will even look at us.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, let's see if we can find somebody.
Ember, it's you who has the high passive perception, correct?
Yes.
As you guys are turning around and walking down the street, you feel someone watching you from behind.
From behind?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do I see in our general area without turning around?
So what's in front of you? Let me pull up Carthage real quick. What's in front of you is part of what used to be a well that's been, the stones have been ripped off of it, the mortar between them have been separated, the wood top of it has been knocked down, and there's just a hole in the center of it. There's on the opposite side of that same street, there's where a house used to stand. And then a little further down that same direction is the edge of the gate and the guard tower that you can see from here, and there's no one in it.
Okay. As I'm kind of just obviously like looking around, I'm looking for signs of life, and verbally I'll just go, wonder if there's anybody here, and I'll just kind of make it as nonchalant as I can, just make it look like I'm looking for anybody, and turn around, see if I can figure out whose eyes are on us.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
That would be 24.
Okay, so with a 24, as you're looking around behind you, next to the inn on the west side where you've just walked by, there's a barrel. And behind that barrel, you saw eyes, but you couldn't get a good enough look to see more than that. It was a split second.
Did I have any like notice of human eyes, or
They didn't look like
non-human?
human eyes, but they were also barely taller than the barrel.
Okay. So after kind of looking around, guys, I don't really kind of see anybody around here. There does. I mean, do you guys remember when we were back in Textree and we had, or was it Textree or Caldera? It's one of those towns, but we had, you know, a friend who followed us.
Eldera, and
Yeah.
yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah. I remember
our
our
friend's
little
back.
friend. And
Or
Nix
maybe
is
a new
gonna
friend.
look at Ember, and then where'd they go? Who moved my spell cards? There they are. Do things.
I'm the mommy. Nothing.
She's gonna look at Ember and then kind of look back around where, like, he was looking. I'm assuming Nyx doesn't see the person. But she's looking for someone small because he specifically said our little friend.
I mean,
you
if we
can roll
find
a perception check, but I can tell you it's going to be higher than a 20.
while
Yeah.
she's looking
The odds
around,
of
I'll
forgetting
just
it.
kind of mention, you know, if we do make a friend, we might even have a barrel of fun.
Okay, now you can roll with
Bad.
advantage.
Meanwhile, I'm looking at the houses to see if there's a house that looked like when they were in repair, there was one that was better than the rest.
14.
Somewhere around this main square.
So, Kaya, we'll get to what you're looking for in a second. With that 14, you do not see what he's talking about at the barrel, but you do see something interesting. Behind the barrel, in the mottled shadows in the area, you see a flicker of something white, hairy, and poofy.
Nyx is gonna just kind of look at Ember for a minute and then just do this. And she's going to cast Greater Invisibility on herself and walk away from the group. And go back behind and look at behind the barrel.
At
She's
which point I'm just
invisible.
going to sigh and go, really?
Okay, Kaya, what was you were trying to roll for?
See if I can... A house that was in a better shape, more ostentatious, better built, whatever, prior to them starting to crumble, because that will typically be the mayor's house.
Yeah, it's actually directly across the street from the inn.
Fantastic. Makes sense. I'm gonna head there.
Okay.
Well, very, very slowly.
All right. So, as you are heading there, just so you know, let me give you a description of this place. It's a thatch roof, like every building in this area. A wooden house, like every building in this area, except the well. The door is kicked in, and the bottom half of the door is missing. The windows are broken, and the front porch has a 4-foot by 2-foot hole in it. In a very oblong shape.
I do not feel like this is going to help us, but who knows?
Nyx, as you creep around and get behind the barrel, what you see is rather interesting. There is a small humanoid figure crouching behind the barrel. You see the back of ears, some white fur, armor, and a floofy white tail. And it is intently staring directly at Ember and Kaya.
I mean, I would have gone invisible right in front of it.
Yeah, the ears are twitching, by the way. They're like doing this thing.
Nyx is just gonna prop her hands up on her hips and she's just gonna, still invisible, just say, "It's not very nice to spy on people."
Okay.
From right behind them.
So, as this individual panics and turns around, I'm going to describe to you what you're looking at. Big head, large white ears, red-orange spots around the eyes, green feline eyes, and you recognize this to be a tabaxi, but she's very young. She's wearing pauldrons and a leather vestlet and metal wrist cuffs, as well as like wraps, leather wraps for shoes. And she's looking around frantically. Who said that? Who's there?
At that point, Nyx is going to drop the greater invisibility and just... Did you want to talk to us?
Her ears kind of fold back, and she's like, I don't know. Who are you?
My name's Nyx, and Nyx is actually going to now, like, crouch down to be eye level with her. So she's not, like, towering over her as this, looming adult. And so I'm Nyx. My friends over there are Ember and Kea, and we're new in town.
Oh.
She's adorable.
Hello, Nyx. My name is Naya. You should leave. Everyone should leave.
No. We're problem solvers. So, we're hoping...
Did Malik
maybe
send you?
Malik did. Well, Rory threw for Malik, but ultimately, yes.
Oh no. I guess my letter didn't get to him fast enough then. You should turn around and take your friends and leave as fast as you can.
Why?
There's nothing left to save here.
Do you know what's causing all these creatures to become big?
The boar god.
Do you know how you get rid of him?
I don't think you can.
You just send him away to his home plane.
If it's so easy, why hasn't someone done it yet? Adults are all the same.
I don't know why any adult before hasn't done it yet. And while it's not something I can do quite yet, we're hoping in a day or two it'll be something I'll be able to do. But we need a friend to help us learn what's going on here so that we don't end up like the last adventurers.
I told him not to. But they found out that the bar had no one in there keeping them from the booze, and they just drank themselves to stupor. They ignored me, and they died. Bad.
I mean, if they got drunk in an area with massively large carnivores, they kind of probably deserved it. They weren't very smart.
I really hope you can help, Nyx.
I hope we can help too.
You should call
Naya.
your friends. Yeah.
Alright. Oh, she's gonna... Nyx is just gonna stick her hand up over the barrel and just, like, do a, like, come here gesture.
Coming! Walk over.
Yeah, I'm just reversing my course that I have made like 2 feet of progress because I was walking so slowly.
Naya, this town looks like it's been attacked a lot. And when people get attacked, people get hurt. My friend Ember is a healer. Is anybody hurt?
Her ears prick up and her tail shoots straight up. Yes! Amber, can you help? Can you help my sister, please?
I'm happy to help.
Okay, follow me. And she takes you to the far side of town, all the way to the opposite of the side you guys came in, walking quickly through the rain. Once you get there, she ducks under a half-broken board in the side of a house. And, like, her hand comes back out and, like, motions for the three of you to try and get... But I'm talking, like, a 2 foot by 1 foot gap, by the way.
I'm just
Okay.
gonna look at it and go, nope.
We're gonna
Pop
have
myself against the wall
Stand
like
guard?
this.
Naya, we're either gonna have to use the door or make the hole bigger.
Oh, right. Come around to the other side, and she points to the other side with her hand out.
All right. We'll go to the
We're
other
gonna
side.
go to
As
the
you guys
door.
walk around, just so you know, there is not a door on this building. There's just
Oh.
not. And
Hello,
the
doorway.
archway for the doorway has a slice through it. Like something
Okay.
very tall with long blades took it out.
Got it.
Definitely
I'll go
using the
ahead
hut
and-
tonight.
I'll go ahead and enter and see if I can find them.
What you see before you is a ruined house. There is what remains of living room furniture that has been tossed and turned and ripped apart. There is like a hearth area with like a little kitchenette in it, and it's destroyed. There's all the cabinets are open. There's nothing in them. But in the far side of the room, as the three of you kind of walk in, Naya is in the doorway to what looks to like maybe a bedroom in the offside of the room, towards the north of the space. And she's like, "This way, this way."
Yep. I'll follow her.
The space, as she takes you further, gets a little bit nicer, but it's not. It's not a nice. This isn't where a child should be hanging out, let alone two. There's sharp corners and broken glass and smashed wood and stone, and nothing is working, and there's no food or water in this space except rain. Speaking of the roof, there are holes in several places that are just pouring rain through. It's not a leak, it's a pour.
Not put a bucket under it.
No.
Sort
No. She takes you to a back room, and in the back room, there is a bookcase that is in front of the door. She slips through and starts pushing the bookcase to one side. And in a bed made out of what looks to be horse blankets and hay,
Yeah.
there is a small raccoon-looking tabaxi.
Okay. Initial.
Baby raccoons are so
What's the initial lookout from, like, look for injuries or state?
She's got her eyes closed right now, and she's tucked around herself, wearing just a shirt and her what is essentially the under part of a tasset, but it's a loincloth at this point. And she's got a large gash running down one side of her, as well as she seems to be heaving breaths. It's rapt heaving, tattered breathing.
Tattered breathing. Okay. Okay. I'll kind of just kneel down and reach into my bag, and while I'm just kind of searching through a few things, what happened here?
Tilly, these people, this one here, the red one, is a healer. He's gonna take a look at you. If he tries anything funny, I'll take care of him, but just relax, okay? And the little wide-eyed raccoon girl just blinks a couple of times and says absolutely nothing. She, fell ill. I don't know what happened, but she's had a fever, and she can't breathe right. She can't run. She can barely walk. I tried to run, but I couldn't carry her far enough, so we had to come back. The planes go too long, and I was in the open with... Anyway, I'm not sure what's wrong. I just know she's really sick. And from Tilly, right at that moment, as if on cue, you hear this wheezing cough with lots of congestion in the chest, and it like shakes her little body as if her rib cage is barely holding together around that cough.
Oof. Okay. Okay, so this seems more like an illness rather than like an injury.
She does have an injury down her back. It's a gash,
Right.
but it is not infected as far as you can tell just by looking
Right.
at it. And I think the only reason it's probably not healed already is because her body's working so hard with what else is going on.
Okay, so I'll pull out of my bag. I'll pull 2 tin cups and kind of set them to the side, and then I'll set them to the side, kind of look back and just examine the slash on the back. And this would be the point where I'm making sure there's no infection or anything like that. But then I'm going to cast Cure Wounds as I kind of just lay my hand a little bit hovering over the slash.
Okay.
Just doing. Oh, pretty good roll. That's 11 healing.
Okay. So, as the warmth from your hand transfers to Tilly, her gash not only heals, but her body starts to relax. And her breathing becomes normal. You seem to have managed to do enough healing that you actually cured the sickness and the wound at the same time.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I was about to say check for fever, kind of see if she's still sick, so.
Yeah, she had 9 health points. So,
Yeah, that works. That works.
yeah.
Cool.
You got it
right.
all.
That's a good roll.
Yeah, that was a good roll. All right. That should help out quite a bit.
Tilly,
Definitely.
how do you feel? The little raccoon turns and blinks. Really? That much better? Okay. Okay. She says thank you.
Oh, you're most welcome. I am quite curious though. How do you two communicate?
I just know what she wants to say.
Oh,
And Tilly's just kind of like nodding her head.
okay.
Nyx is gonna look around the room, consider their options, their odds of finding anybody with any sort of authority, and go, this spot's as good as any. Why don't we make it a little drier in here? And she's going to pull Tanis in book form, because that's where she's decided she wants to be for the day, out, open her up to Tiny Hut, and she's going to take 10 minutes and cast the Tiny Hut spell in that room.
While
Okay.
she's doing that, do you two want a cup of tea? It's really cold outside. We've got some food we can share too if you're hungry.
That would be really nice, yeah.
All right, great. And I'll just, I'll kind of go over and, kind of, I don't know if there's any, like, are there any parts of the house that are, like, smashed to bits that we might be able to use the wood as firewood, or is it all just soaked from the rain?
There's definitely some wood in here, but it's probably rotted, so it's not going to burn very well, but it will burn.
Right. But thankfully, I have a constant source of a fire, so it should eventually catch fire.
Yeah. So you're
So
going
I'll
to
try
take a
to- I
minute
tried
and
to
make a
build a
campfire?
fire.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Give me a nature check. I imagine you'll do just fine with that. Kaya, what are you going to do in the interim of her tiny hut's cast?
15.
I am
That's good
going
enough.
to have been assessing this entire time, and I'm just going to find a relatively strong-looking portion of the wall and just kind of lean in such a way as that I'm able to keep an eye on all current openings.
Okay.
Ones that seem big enough to have something that I need to actually deal with come through.
Okay.
Not doing anything else yet.
So, Ember, it doesn't take you but like maybe 10 minutes, 12 minutes to get the fire up and running, getting the firewood and setting it up in the middle. Nyx, you're just putting the tiny hut in the middle of this space, right?
I mean, if there's like a part of the roof that's more whole, I might have like kind of angled it under that a little bit.
The little space that they're in, the room that they're in, is the only part that doesn't have a bunch of holes in it.
Okay, yeah. So then I just fit it in the room so that the whole tiny hut's in the room.
Okay.
The corners of the room might not fit. Can't do a tiny square.
No?
I wish.
Been so long, I don't remember where I put my notepad.
So, you guys think you can get rid of Sahrimir?
Yeah.
We're definitely gonna try.
Well, once we take care of the griffin, it shouldn't be a problem at all.
You're going after the Guardian?
Any reason we shouldn't?
Tilly is like looking at the floor, kicking dirt. And Naya just like looks at the three of you. Her ears are pricked and her eyes are wide. Have you seen it? You're gonna die.
Nope. What you don't know, young one, is that, well, maybe not this small one, but she's got her own skills. Hey, he's been blessed by a god, and is far more than he seems. And
Is that what we're calling it?
blessed.
Blessed by a god.
And I have also been blessed by one as well, and it is my sworn duty to protect those such as yourself. And yes, we could just haul you out of here on our backs. We'd get you to Malik just fine. And he could probably take you someplace safe from there. But it doesn't fix the problem.
It doesn't help the rest of the people.
There's only a few other people that are here still.
What about travelers?
We haven't had any.
Doesn't mean you won't.
I hope you guys can fix it. But if you can't, I have to protect Tilly, so I'll give you time, but if it doesn't look like you're coming back, I'm going to take her and run now that she can walk.
Understood.
We'll be safe in this dome tonight. Nothing can get through it.
Okay. Do you want some food?
We have food.
We have food. We will take care of the provisions for the night. You'll need to save them just in case.
Oh, okay. And she, like, puts a tarp over what looks to be a 4-foot-long cockroach.
Whoa.
Yeah.
At which point I'll go, I've been told I make a good cup of tea. Tell me what you think, and I'll hand them both the tea I've been making.
Uh-oh.
We heard that without the mic.
Mm-hmm.
Spazzy girl.
Naya takes a sip, and she kind of, like, shivers for a second, then she takes another sip, and she's, like, further and further back.
Was there catnip in that tea?
No catnip.
And Tilly licks it a few times. Tilly doesn't seem all that impressed. But Naya has already finished her cup and is, like, enjoying the satisfaction of the hot liquid on her throat and stuff.
Right.
Tilly says no offense, but she likes things sweeter.
Oh, we can make it sweeter.
Yeah.
The alchemy jug produces honey.
I was trying to figure that out. It's like, was one of them honey?
Yeah, I was just looking at it because I was like, does the alchemy jug do milk?
I lost my notes. Like, I I had another book like this that had everything, all of that written down in it. I don't know where it's at, so.
What happens when you don't play for a month?
yeah, rearrange everything. Oh, okay. Well, here, let me try this, and I'll take Tilly's cup back and uncork the honey, part of the alchemy jug, and pour in a little bit of honey, and then stir it and give it back.
Okay. Tilly takes another sip this time and seems much more interested in the cup. And Naya is just like staring at it and like licking her lips slightly.
Would you like more?
Do you have more?
We've got plenty.
Yes. I want
All
some
right.
honey too, please.
Okay, and I'll go about making 2 more cups of tea.
Okay.
We'll just make a bit more here.
More tea.
Are we getting Achaia back?
I
Or
don't
no?
know.
I don't know. Did she have to take her out?
I took her out just before we got sat down, so I hope not.
Or
But
is she
let's chill out for a
putting
minute.
her
What do you
in
guys think
jail?
of the music?
Jimmy, take out the dog!
Yes, mother.
For a walk, Jimmy! I love the music.
The music's awesome. It's that like level of like somber and just a little bit like creepy, like you should be on edge, like this is
Yeah.
not a place where you should be like comfortable, but not like something's gonna jump out.
This
At
is now
you?
the second time that we have come back to a town or entered a town, and the town been absolutely turned up.
Yep.
Well, this doesn't have anything to do with you guys yet, but
True, but this is now the second
Second time. This is the second pair of siblings. I've already said how many kids can I send back to Gray before he says it's too many.
Gotta have an orphanage before long. Gray's orphanage.
Yep. Hey, can't hear you, Heidi.
we can't hear you. Nope.
How about now?
Yep.
There you go.
Stupid thing. She was trying to tell me she really, really, really needed to go outside. Did she get into something?
I don't think so.
I'll text you.
Great. I have a feeling I know what you're gonna say.
It was not pleasant.
No?
While they're sipping their tea, can I do like a kind of like a glance over at what was her name, Naya, and see if she has any injuries that she's just not saying? Yeah.
She does. She has some cuts and bruises and a few scratches. But she's nothing infected and nothing looking dangerous, just the cost of living here, I think.
Okay. Since we're about to go to sleep, hey, Naya,
Yeah.
do you mind if I think I can help you regain just a little bit of like energy? Do you mind if I help you out here?
What do you mean?
Well, you look like you have a few scratches and a few injuries, though
Oh,
they're
this is-
minor.
this
they
is
do look a
nothing.
little minor. Are you sure? It doesn't cost me anything. It's the same thing I did with your sister.
Persuasion check.
Ooh.
17.
Okay. As long as it doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah, no cost to me at all. And I'll reach out and touch her shoulder and cast Cure Wounds.
Okay. Roll, my friend, roll.
Oh wow, it's the same thing. It's another 11.
Ember rolls good when there are kids involved.
Uh-huh.
Kids get good healing.
she seems to relax a lot, and she like sits down in the middle of the space after saying thank you, and she looks over to Kea. Are you a dragonborn?
I am.
Huh.
What?
You look like someone I used to know.
Who'd you used to know?
I don't remember their name.
Did they used to live here?
Yeah.
Were they old last time you saw them, or did they just travel?
They weren't old. They were... They were younger than you.
Were they closer to your age?
No. What's your
Didn't know
name,
you had-
Dragonborn?
My name's Kea.
Before you guys go do whatever it is you're gonna do with the Guardian, could you help me with something tomorrow?
Sure. What do you need help with?
Food.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Need to get food? Is that what you're needing?
There are these, I don't really know what to call them. They look kind of like grasshoppers, but they're the size of a small horse. And they're decent. They're decently easy to kill compared to everything else around here. So there's a few of them I know in a house on the other side of the street. So we could try and deal with those by luring them into the street tomorrow, and the Kea can take them out, and then Tilly and I will have food while you guys are up on the mountain.
I can easily take care of that for you, young one.
We don't have any gold.
That's okay.
It's fine.
You never get rich when you're an adventurer.
Yeah.
That's not what the book said.
You're in it for the money. Odds are you're gonna die.
Yep. Or a lot of people are gonna hate you, which could end up in the same result.
I mean, yeah.
I'm gonna kind of look over at Nix. Are we adventurers now?
More or less.
Huh.
What else do we call ourselves?
Good point. Good point.
The Merry Band of Thieves? Not the name we want.
No. We haven't stolen anything. I don't have to steal something to be a thief. Anyways. Words
I'm just gonna
died.
pat my sword.
Alchemy jug, shove it in a bag.
That's true. Nix doesn't really see that as stealing because he might be
Liberating?
dead.
So
And at that point, do you really own something if you're dead? I was
ask a
gonna
lot
say.
of undead, and they probably would disagree with that statement.
I mean, yeah, in this world. And Wills would have something to say with that. But anyways, I was going to say, speaking of griffins, how do we want to handle said beast?
Well,
Well, the thing we're looking for is it was with the griffin where they landed, so I'm gonna assume it's in its nest.
In its nest, in a pile of poop.
And the griffin's nest is on top of the... Well, they're not really mountains, but we call them mountains. It's more like a forest with hills that lead up to an old bridge over a ravine.
Oh,
The griffin's nest is over there. The griffin was, when it was normal size, it was worshipped by a few of the people around here as the guardian of the area. It would patrol the skies, and anytime it flew by, you kind of knew that it was checking things out, and so people thought it brought good luck. Ever since it got that big, it's been a menace.
Huh.
Can you tell me what happened to this village? Like, I'm just gonna gesture at all of the slashing and claw marks and everything.
I'm gonna guess that was the menace.
No. If the menace did it, the guardian, there'd be nothing left of this house. His foot is bigger than the whole building.
Yep.
That's
point.
a fair point. So what did happen here?
Bugs, mantises, crickets, wasps. Locusts. They came through, and anytime night falls, they just ravage the place. And the only reason they're not here right now is that there's basically no one left. So they've stopped coming this way, mostly.
Have you peeked into the other houses to see if there are other supplies that you can use for food?
Yeah, I
Flour?
go foraging every day.
Okay. I assume, but it never hurts to check.
And if there's any, stuff that you couldn't get to, bring Kea along or carry. She's good at carrying things too.
We could also bring horse ember to carry.
I suspect Horse Ember is going to need to be meditating tomorrow.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff I need to work on tomorrow. It's probably going to take me a couple hours to get things situated for the griffin situation.
Because I have to say, I will be recasting the tiny hut in the morning, and Thomas is going to teach me a spell.
Okay.
Who's Tanis?
Thomas is my familiar.
The
And
cat just kind of like tilts her head.
Nyx is going to bring out Thomas in book form and just kind of run her finger along the spine of the book.
And in response, the spine does that cat thing where it like moves itself in order to follow the scritch. But
Tanis.
Naya just looks at the book. Oh. And
Thomas, do you want to say hello? And
Naya-
Nyx is going to leave Thomas the option to turn back into a bookworm if she's comfortable.
Naya looks over at Ember and is like, so like, is she crazy or?
I mean,
Hey!
She
No,
comes
she's
from a
not
noble
crazy.
household, so there's always a tiny bit of crazy.
she's not crazy. We've encountered crazy, that's for sure. But she's not crazy.
Don't remind me about him.
The book seems to be staying a book for the time being.
Thomas is a bookworm, so she can shift between being a book and a dragon, and all of the chaos up in the sky has had her a little startled. So
Her
she
ears
hasn't.
prick up, and she's like, a dragon? And she runs over and like starts poking the book.
I'm waiting for that mouth to show up in the book. I'm gonna gently.
Maybe don't poke the
No,
book.
maybe don't
don't
poke
poke the
the book.
book. Maybe don't poke
She's,
the book.
she's a little bitey.
And
Uh,
from the book, you all hear.
Of course we do.
You really like dragons, don't you?
Yeah. Well, only in stories have I seen a dragon, but yeah, they're supposedly they're very nice sometimes and really smart, like human smart, like me.
Some dragons are nice. Some aren't. Some get really growly if you get in their territory. I was gonna say something, and I lost it. Yes. So, I'll be
Just don't
casting.
repeat yourself.
I'll be casting Tiny Hut in the morning before I learn any spells. So Ember and Tilly will be safe for the day, and anyone can come and go from the tiny hut that I allow. So no crickets and bug monsters will be getting in here, so long as I'm in the hut.
That's really good.
Nice and
She's
safe.
useful like that.
Oh, thank you. I don't
Don't
have
let
any.
it go to your head now, young Padawan.
What's a Padawan?
Well, and the bubble keeps it nice
Something
and
from a story.
toasty too.
Yes, it keeps it nice and dry and warm. And are we gonna have dinner?
I believe Ember was in
hold
charge
on.
of dinner.
And I reach into my bag and I pull out some rice and start making the rations that we need.
Okay.
I'm making some for Tilly and Naya too.
Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rations. Yeah.
They may be kids, but they're gonna eat full rations.
Are you kidding? They've had cockroach to eat for like 3 days. Yeah. They're eating full rations.
Yeah, we're down to 5 rations of rice and 20 rations of grain. We haven't been using the grain a lot.
Anybody want some quinoa?
Makes a nice polenta.
Nyx is just gonna look at the book and go, "You have to turn into a dragon if you want food."
Oh, no.
I mean, if you don't want to eat, you can stay as book.
I guess tormenting the poor thing.
The pages on the book turn a few times, like flip over themselves, and then the book flips over onto its spine and rolls into Tanis, and she's like,
And I'm going to rip up pieces of beef jerky for her.
okay.
And if we're so lucky, maybe Kea will come back with some giant bugs for you to eat tomorrow.
No.
She's way too excited about that.
Naya is literally at eye level with the bookworm, just staring at it. And getting closer and closer and closer.
I'm just
have
gonna reach
admired.
over and gently push her back by her head. For her head. Careful, it bites.
And fits way more into her stomach than she possibly should be able to.
So you're sure nothing can get in here?
Positive. Someone would have to dispel the bubble before it could get in here.
Yeah, watch this. And Ember will walk out of the bubble.
You can walk. Yeah, I was gonna say you can walk out of the bubble.
Ember's gonna walk out of the bubble, take his staff, and just bang on the bubble. It'll walk back in.
I'm just imagining it going, and like,
Being really loud for everybody inside.
and like Tilly's just like, it's loud as hell on her little raccoon ears.
Walk back in. See, perfectly safe.
I make them about your bed.
Loud though.
Oh, sorry. It didn't really make a noise on
I'm-
the outside. Was that?
I'm gonna have to put some. I'm gonna have to put some acoustics in there. Ooh, that was bad.
I didn't know. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's a good thing to know. Now we definitely know if the dome makes a big old bell sound,
Yeah.
we're under attack.
Yeah, that's good to know.
But
Not
it could
like
be a
it
little
would-
less obnoxious.
Yeah, that's true.
So, are we looking for a long rest here? Is that what we're doing?
Yep.
Okay.
Rolled out the sleeping bags.
Okay.
All right. Long rest for the whole party.
Sweet.
Nyx.
Oh no.
More dreams.
You drift off to sleep, And as you're doing so, you feel Tanis crawl up onto your chest and curl into a little crescent shape. Something at the back of your mind says, this could be bad, but you're so tired, it doesn't matter, and you drift off anyway.
Far enough along in sleep, it's just, yeah, whatever.
You open your eyes. You look below you, and all you see is water. The rain sideways, diagonal. A torrent, lightning and thunder rolling and rippling in the space. And you realize that you're definitely not you. And you're really, really high above the water right now. Your vision turns toward land, and you can actually see Ashad's gates offshore, about maybe 50 miles from you. The wall that separates the upper rings towers. And then back into the water. Towards the water you look down, and into the water you go. And it's at this moment when you start moving unbelievably fast. The water just rippling as you swim by. Your head doing this.
I'm Jormungandr right now.
After a moment or two, you come up once more and look around again, and you can see the edge of the Tervalder Islands, probably 150 miles west of where you were previously. And as you do so, your head tilts up toward the sky, and you see a ripple across the sky. Of purple streak. And the head tilts, dives back down, and begins chasing that purple streak. Under the water, you can hear yourself.
That's right. Do your father's bid and call. I will enjoy this.
The head begins to start rising toward the surface once more. And out of the corner of your eye on the right side, you see something strange, and the head swivels to meet it. On the land, on the north side of the Tervalder Islands, in an area you've never seen personally before, there is something glittering. It is fairly small from here, but this shiny, almost golden-looking glitter is blinding. The head goes higher into the sky, and Jormungandr seemingly stretching to his full height. And the glinting golden at the edge of your vision starts to ascend as well. Floating towards you slowly, coming into view. And the more and more the closer this gets to you, the more of it you get to see. The first thing, golden wings. Leathery and scaled. Then you can make out what looks to be a head. this creature has 3 or 4, we'll call them horns or tusks on either side of its head, and a green frill that goes down its back. The claw-tipped wings flapping in the air. The serpent that you're looking through seems completely unbothered by these chains of events. The rain almost stops around you. And the howling wind hushes itself to a dull roar. A bit of sun peeking through the evening light. And the dragon gets closer and closer. And as it gets within probably 25 or 30 feet of the massive Jormungandr, it stops. The two stand there silently for what feels like way too long.
Yes. Yes, I see. I cannot grant this request, young one. I understand your frustration, but I have a bigger role in all of this. If Ashad and Texri end up in the line of fire, there won't be anything I can do to protect them. The whole of the Isles is my charge, but the end of days is coming. And I wish I could give my blessing to such a noble request. But unfortunately, things will soon be out of my control and out from under my protection. I am sorry for whatever losses this causes to you.
Why are you playing? Morning. Nyx, you're the first awake. Tanis is breathing heavily and snoring lightly on your chest. Her single claw-tipped hand touching your neck. She seems rather comfy. Kea has found a spot by the doorway, an ember nestled near the fire. The siblings huddled together in the little nest made for Tilly. Something tells you that your hut will need to be recast soon, but you have a moment to yourself.
I'm just gonna lift my hand and kind of put it over Tanis laying on my chest and just... That answers some of my questions, but gives me more. And I'm gonna put my hand under her because I know as soon as I stand up, she's gonna, like, fall. So, like, put my hand under her and kind of, like, scoop her as I sit up so that she's in my, like, in my hand and doesn't just into my lap.
Professional sound effect.
Tracks. And Nyx is just gonna look around at the whole group, and she's gonna think about her family back in Ashad, and Klana and Dimitri and Laurel and all of the people they met in Texery, and kind of have a moment of realization of what exactly Ragnarok could mean for them.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's gonna kind of like shake herself like, you can't think about that right now, focus on the griffin, and like give herself a little mental pep talk of like, Griffin first, get the boar god out of here second, and then we make a plan for Ragnarok.
Ember and Kea, both of you wake up after a rather uncomfortable but very restful sleep. And you can see Nyx sitting with Tanis in her arms, and the twins still sleeping quietly. And the wind kind of blowing from the plains just to the southwest of you, up against the cracked and torn roof. But you three have a moment to kind of talk.
Good morning.
Morning. Kea.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really want to say it while the kids were listening. If you're out and about today, and you find anything poisonous, maybe bring it back.
I can give it my best shot at harvesting.
Or mark where it is, and maybe Ember can go get it once he finishes his meditations. If we maybe put poison on my crossbow bolts, I might be able to mess up the griffin a little bit, disorient him. In my classes, they used to say never ignore the archers, because while they're not going to probably, like, kill you, if they have poison or something on their arrows, you're not going to have a fun day.
Never underestimate an archer, young one. An archer has saved many a village.
I was gonna
And
say,
all they
probably
did was shoot.
Never underestimate anyone, but this is a shot we're talking about. They have very, obviously biased mentality.
Yes, well, an archer can take out a mage as well as anything else.
Especially if they have poison.
I was
Ember.
thinking they forgot to shield against physical things, but sure.
That's what the
As the
shield's
two of
for.
them are kind of talking, you feel something tingle in your mind. And
Knock, knock.
after a second or two, you hear a voice. Hello? Is this thing on?
Do I recognize, like, is this Surtur?
No, it's not Surtur.
There's no shorter.
You do recognize the voice, but it's not Surtur.
Who do I recognize it as?
Hello, Ember.
Oh. Yeah? Hello?
Hey, I wasn't sure if this was gonna work. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yeah, how are you doing that?
Rory and I took Andy to Ashad. And I wanted to let the three of you know that we wouldn't be in Texery when you got back. I left a note on what you guys need to do about it, but I wanted to give you a heads up that we wouldn't be there.
Oh, well, I appreciate the heads up. Thank you very much.
Also,
With Andy.
I met the twins and
Oh,
Nyx's
yeah.
family.
I'm sorry.
It was rather amusing. I have never seen someone cringe so hard at being called Papa Gray. It
yeah.
was. I have a feeling Nyx would very much enjoy it.
More than likely.
I left a friend in charge at the inn, and Tim is there as well. But I left you guys a note with instructions once you get back. The room is still gonna work when you're there and everything, and in exchange for the watching of the place, you can stay there for free until we return.
When do you expect to return?
We're not sure. Andy... Tiberius has been using his best healers and working on Andy all night long, and they're not getting better.
Is Andy okay?
We're not sure.
What
They-
happened?
They collapsed. And, it was strange. Andy never comes over to the inn. Never. They never come to see me or Rory. They walked through the door and fell face first.
Oh my
When I
goodness.
went to heal Andy with my bardic magics, they were unresponsive to it, no matter how much effort I put into it. So we knew it must be something strange. The Ashadian healers can't make heads or tails of it, but if anyone can, Tiberius will figure it out.
Well, goodness, that's terrible news. I'm glad you all made it to Ashad. We'll yeah, I'm sorry.
No worries. And the little boy said to tell you hi.
Oh, Dimitri? Yeah.
Okay. How do I end this thing? How do I... Well, it's just like this. You over here and then silence.
Yeah. It's okay. I'll wait for a moment in their conversation and I'll just kind of interject. So, I just heard from Vanderel.
Huh?
Yeah, apparently Andy has fallen unconscious or unresponsive.
Back up 1 second. We'll get to that. How did you talk to Vanderbilt?
They're in Ashad. It's the same way Dimitri reached us.
He used the crystal ball.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Okay, Andy collapsed. Go ahead.
yeah, Andy
Why
collapsed.
did Andy collapse?
They don't know. None of the healing magics that Vandrel has work, so Vandrel and Rory took Andy to Ashad, and they're having Tiberius help. But Dimitri says hi, and apparently Gray is having a hard time responding to certain terms of endearment.
Oh? Do tell.
You know, the normal terms, you know.
I'm just gonna look at him and go, "You forgot already, didn't you?"
No.
Nix is just gonna. If I didn't have something else to add to this conversation before the kids woke up, I would.
Did they
I
say
would be
whether or
tickling you.
not they checked on her connection?
I don't think they know
Their
about her
connection.
connection. Their connection.
Let me
I don't
ask
think they know.
Surtur. Let me ask Surtur.
We need to
and
know
see
if
he knows
Freya
anything.
is Freya
Freya.
are okay. Both of them.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Did Andy collapse because something happened to them?
And I'll just close my eyes. Hey, Surtur.
Yes.
Have you heard any news about Freya recently?
Yeah.
Listen, Ember, I can't really talk right now, man.
Bad time?
Yeah, that reminds me, actually. It's a good thing you called. So, I'm gonna be sending you some extra oomph today, but until at least tomorrow, it'll be all I can send.
What's happening?
I have to help. There's a lot going on, war preparations and such, and I'm needed. So, I won't be on my throne for the next 2 days, at least. So, our connection will be hard to use. You might experience a little trouble with your avatar state.
Oh, that's good to know because we were about to go against a giant griffin, so that's good to know.
Yeah, I won't be able to hang out and watch the fight, but you should have 2 uses today, and I'm gonna put in reserve 1 use every day until I get back in my throne, so that you have at least something.
How long do you think you'll be gone?
I'm hoping for just the 2 days. It could be as long as a week, but I'm hoping for just the 2.
Okay, and last thing, I know you're busy, but is anything bad happened to Freya?
We can't find her or her brother
Can't find them.
anywhere.
Their avatar has fallen unconscious.
That is worrisome.
Huh. Okay, well, thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's a good thing you called. I actually completely forgot.
Yeah, that would have been very bad to figure out on the fly.
Okay, I need to get back to this.
Alright, I'll stop bothering you. Thank you.
The connection ends pretty abruptly.
Okay. I'll just kind of open my eyes. Holy crap.
What?
So Surtur is going to be unavailable for a couple of days.
Okay, well that puts a dent in our griffin fighting plan.
I mean, he's still giving me access to use the power, but I only get 2 uses today and then once a day until he's back after that.
If we do this right, we only need 1. Do you absolutely need to do your spell revamp today?
I mean, most of what I was revamping was the druid side of things, so I mean, no, I can do without it.
Here's the spell I was gonna have Tanis teach me. It was a spell that way if one of you 2 died, it wouldn't be permanent.
Okay, that might actually be useful.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't bring you back, but it puts a time. So the longer you're dead, the harder it is to bring you back.
Granted, zombies.
This spell basically like stops that time running. So it would give me and the other person a chance to bring you back, bring you to take the kids, and bring you to Malik, bring you to Texri, and even a shot if we had to go that far.
Yeah, because Rory and Vendrell aren't in Texri right now. They're in Ashad.
Who knows what their friend can do?
Apparently, they left us a letter in the inn in Texri with
Okay.
instructions on what to do. But
That's.
but
for when we get back.
yeah, before I forget, Freya and her brother can't be found.
That would explain why Andy fell unconscious.
They legitimately do not know where they are. And apparently Surtur is preparing for war, which is why he has to leave his throne and will be unavailable for a couple of days.
And I'm going to assume, Kea, if you ping Heimdall, we're not going to get much, if anything, out of him.
Yeah,
probably
we
very
barely
busy.
get much of anything out of him
Even-
anyway.
Yeah, even Surtur was like, make it quick, kind of, and he's usually pretty chatty, so...
Yeah. And I'm guessing they've already concluded that Heimdall can't see them.
Yeah,
Which
I'm
means-
assuming
Means
they've
the
already...
chained
Probably.
one is probably involved.
But that could explain why Andy is having trouble.
Kea,
Hmm.
out of all of the stories, do you recall Freya and Freyr's role in Ragnarok?
Do I recall?
You can roll a history check if you want.
Guidance!
Yeah, that's a 10.
Damn it.
Because I rolled it before I remembered.
Arr. I want a button that I can just slam that just in my screen.
Sign.
Guidance!
Do a side.
With a 10, the only thing that comes to mind is that you remember Freyr, specifically, the male half, being a master tactician.
So, all I remember is Freyr is a master tactician. So,
Good enough reason.
yeah, that alone.
That'll do it. So before we get any further, Nyx is going to point to Tanis, who's still sleeping in her arms. Did it again.
Oh,
Except this time, it wasn't the painter.
what was it?
It was Jormungandr.
Okay.
And he was chasing... He was at the gates of Ashad, and then he was chasing Thor across the continent. And he kind of sounded like he was having fun. He was like, oh, I'm going to enjoy this, do your father's bidding, this'll, you know. He was hunting him.
He is a
And
predator.
then a dragon, I think it was a bronze or a gold, approached him. And I didn't hear what the dragon asked, but Jormungandr told them that he couldn't grant the request. Because while the Isles are under Jormungandr's protection normally, with Ragnarok coming, nothing is protected. And he specifically mentioned Texri and Ashad. He
Perhaps
said if
the
Texri
dragon
and
has kids.
Ashad come into the line of fire, he can't do anything about it. And he said he was sorry if that meant losses to the dragon. So I think the dragon was asking for protection for mortal offspring.
Aren't you a descendant of a dragon lineage?
I mean, it could have been my grandfather. I've never seen him.
True, but do you know
Not
what,
to my knowledge.
do you know what dragon lineage he is?
Bronze.
He's
Well,
bronze.
bronze from Jormungandr. Pretty sure.
Yeah, because we both we figured out that we're both related to him. So,
He's which also technically, and this is a very uncomfortable thought, means that the chained one is also my grandfather. One step
No.
further removed.
really, you had to go there.
I'm sorry, lineage things, knowing your bloodline, that's a very important thing.
Yeah, only if you don't want to marry your cousin.
I mean, I don't want to marry a cousin, okay? That's
No,
a
you don't want to
very-
marry anybody. That's what
Nobody
started
using
this
a
whole
shot
thing.
right now. That's for certain sure.
Wait, so does that mean everybody in Ashad's in danger?
I don't think everybody in Ashad is in danger yet. But it makes sense that A, the dragon could have family in Ashad. Ashad is a collecting point of, and she's gonna point to herself and Ember, lineages of magical nature. And if Ragnarok comes, Shad's not going to go down without a fight.
That
That's
whole
true.
battle mage thing you guys have
Yeah,
going on.
that whole we're battle mages thing. Yeah, and Texery is a town of adventurers. Again, good collecting point for people with magical, weird, quote unquote, lineages to gather, and they're also not going to go down without a fight. So, I guess the question comes down to, do we take time to prep and hope Ember only needs one wild shape? Or do we go now with what we have?
I'm gonna rub my forehead and lean my hand against it for a moment. My forehead against my
Well-
hand. There we go. And then go. Much as I hate to, I'd rather you be able to bring one of us back.
I
Show.
hate to say this, but I kind of think the opposite. If we wait, that means I only get one use of Avatar State instead of two. And Avatar State is incredibly powerful.
And there's a pretty good chance the Griffin will knock him out of it. But that also means we leave the kids without food.
I can
if
give
we
them
fail-
the grain.
rations. Yeah.
We leave him the grain.
Okay.
I'll
I
give them half
mean-
the grain. We still need rations for us so we don't die.
I can give him some beef jerky too.
But 10 rations of grain will be plenty for the two of them. That's 5 days worth of food.
I'm sitting on 16 rations.
I'm sitting on one and a pile of beef
okay.
jerky.
We have more than I thought. Okay.
So
We have more food than I thought. Okay. All right. Then how much of the grain should we give them?
I'd say give them half the grain, and I will give them 10 rations of beef jerky as well. 10
Okay.
packs. Again,
And
because
we'll
that's 3 meals a pack, so
Yeah.
that's
It-
15 days of meals.
We'll just explain to him that something urgent has come up and we need to press onward to the Griffin, but we didn't want to leave them without food because we did promise them to help them get food today. So
I knew that
right
was
on cue.
right on cue.
And Naya is like, doing one of these.
Oh,
Morning.
just want to take her home.
Good morning.
I'm gonna poke her and go, write a letter. You know who, you know why.
What? Ow.
I'm poking. Yeah. Now.
To who?
You know
We're
your brother.
Oh, right.
we're gonna need this, and I'm gonna reach over to my bag and grab the alchemy bag and uncork the coffee, and then just
Tanis
Definitely needed
immediately wakes up, skitters over, and sniffs the coffee.
Forever suspicious of the coffee.
Uh, She goes and runs back over to Nyx's lap and curls up again.
I think that means it's good to eat. I don't know.
It's something.
And I'll make us like 3 cups of coffee and 2 of tea for the kids, because I'm not giving kids coffee.
You don't know that coffee bad for kids
I'm
yet.
not giving them coffee, but I'll put
Maybe they have
honey in their
ADHD
tea.
and he'll put him to sleep instead.
I'll put honey in their tea so they don't complain about not having coffee.
Are you guys grabbing a ration now, or is it coffee and then wait till lunch?
Are we doing rice, rations, grain? What are we doing?
Well, we've got from my stock, we have 5 rice rations left and 20 grain.
So cook up the rest of the rice. And how many rations do we need? Like total
We were-
servings?
We needed 5 for breakfast.
Okay, so yeah, cook up the rest of the rice and then
We'll leave half the grain for them.
yeah.
Okay. So after I'm done with the coffee and the tea, I'll make the 5 servings of rice.
While he is doing that, I'm going to set the kids down.
I'm
And-
feeding Thomas a portion of beef jerky, by the way. Just getting that out of there.
And I'm going to sit at their level, still towering, and go, so, we had a communication this morning that has forced us to move this along a little faster than we wanted to. So unfortunately this morning I'm not going to be able to go hunting, but we are going to be leaving you with a whole bunch of jerky and grain instead. And here's what I want you to do.
Okay.
I want you to wait 2 days. And if we're not back by then, I want you to book it for Malik. When you get to Malik, next, you need a second letter for Malik. Give Malik a letter that she's going to hand you, explaining what we would like him to do.
Secretary.
And then he is going to get you someplace safe where you will meet 2 other young ones. They're twins. Well, they're called twins, but they're not really twins. They're brother, sister. They're tieflings. You may or may not like them. You may love them and get into a whole bunch of trouble with them. But you'll be safe, and you'll have lots of food and tea with honey.
Tilly seems very excited by that fact. She's bouncing up and down and drinking her tea.
And you'll be able to figure out what you want to do without fear.
Naya seems a little more contemplative. And she's... okay. Well... And then she kind of like... You see her eyes get a little bit brighter. And she like... leans forward and wraps you in a hug.
I'm going to wrap my arms around her and give her a big but gentle hug. I'm going to give her a silver hug.
In your armor, you can hear, I don't want to leave, so just come back, please.
We plan to come back. However, just in case. And when we do come back, we'll do this with you instead. Someplace safe, where you don't have to worry about bugs of unusual size.
Or having to fend for yourself. Because you're kids. And you guys should get to be kids.
No. I'm this many.
Which is... No, that was 8.
Was it 8?
That was an 8.
I saw 3 and 2.
Which is plenty old. However, you shouldn't have to grow up.
There's plenty of time to be adults.
Tilly is literally just like sipping tea.
So, Nyx is going to write a letter to Gray, which I'll send in the chat what it is. And also a letter to Malik basically saying, we didn't make it back. Don't send anybody else. It's way, way too dangerous.
Unless they know how to do a banish.
Unless they know how to do a banish or planar shift, and then they need to hunt the boar down and get him out of here. If they don't know how to do that, don't. Also, Rory and Vanderell are not. They've left for Ashad. Please help these little ones get to Ashad and to Nyx's family, and she's going to give details on who her family is and how to contact them at the gates and all of that.
Okay.
Wonderful bureaucracy shenanery.
Gray
Maliku.
orphanage. We'll start the Gray orphanage.
Gray wanted to
Be a
run
dad?
an orphanage, right?
I'm just imagining.
Gray.
Papa Gray, Papa Gray, Papa Gray. Yes, Papa Gray. Can I have a question for a moment? And he's just like,
Meanwhile, I picture Eli is just like loving it. Of the two people everyone thought would struggle with this is not how it's going.
yeah, it's always in reverse with adults, but it's the opposite of what you would think with children. Eli loves this. Gray is like, ugh.
Gray's like, they're cramping my style.
Okay, so are we headed up the
Style.
ridge towards the Griffin's Nest? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yep.
Yeah.
But being very careful as we exit buildings for anything that looks suspiciously like a pole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unusual sticks.
Unusual.
Since there's not going to be a moment for a break after this next part, let's go ahead and take the break now.
Okay.
Okay.
Dad said sit, not lay down.
It was close enough, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
Good enough. Oh, he turned my moon lamp off.
For shame.
He turned my moon off. How rude. How rude. La 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 la.
Yeah.
Exactly. Me think. He's back.
Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend.
Most
I mean,
definitely.
it's considered polite.
Y'all ready to do the dying?
TPK and on to campaign 3. I'm not
Galahad
ready.
is ready.
So is Gwaine.
Cheshire's ready.
DM is not. We are not allowed to TPK.
Challenge accepted.
But it was the campaign 3 DM that actually gave us the suggestion.
I was being facetious.
For she
Facetious.
sees fish. For she sees fish.
Facetious.
Fish. Is that like trying to say Worcestershire sauce?
Possibly.
I've heard Worcester. I've heard Worcestershire. I've heard wash your sister. Like,
Then there's Greg when he's drunken, all the things he comes up with.
I believe one of those was Worcester sauce.
Yeah.
So, are we digging the vibes right now?
Yeah.
It seems
More
we have
orphans.
started Gray's orphanage.
Yep.
He gets no say.
Gray, we found you some more kids.
Maybe it's Eli's orphanage.
Yeah,
Gray,
Eli.
it's Eli's orphanage. Gray is just along for the ride. He gets no say in this because let's face it, happy husband, happy life.
Don't
Okay.
give him any ideas.
So,
Happy spouse, happy life.
Nobody else out has cameras on.
We all have cameras on.
Click on us and then click again and it will refresh.
There we go.
we
Dumb
all have
Discord.
cameras on. Probably. Okay.
I guess we're doing this.
Okay. So you're heading out of town then?
Yep.
Yep. We've left the kids with rations. Well, food. I don't think there's anything else we can leave them with.
Nope.
That wouldn't just weigh them down.
As you kind of take your formation, which is what, by the way?
Squishy in the middle.
Me
Squishy
and
sandwich.
Me and back.
Okay. And you kind of make your way from the edge of town, past the edge of the plain, and towards this ridge. Let me give you an idea of what this ridge looks like. In front of you, from northeast or northeast all the way to southeast, there's this spine of, it's not necessarily like a mountaintop, it's not nearly high enough to be that, but it's like this carved ridge line. There's forest that starts at the bottom of it and leads all the way up to the top, and according to Naya's instructions, where you're going is just over the other side. So this is probably most of the day that you're going to be spending on the way there.
Okay.
So as a group, who wants to roll the D100?
See what we get attacked by.
Okay.
You had good luck last time.
44?
What does a 44 get us?
Death.
Gillen's mind is somewhere specific tonight, if we can't tell.
Or dismemberment.
I think
Could be
all of us are
dismemberment.
there.
Could be dismemberment.
We come upon 2 children out in the middle of the woods.
One of them's
as
name
they
is
are-
Hansel and the other is Gretel.
No.
Well, that's better than the come play with me that I was gonna make.
Come play with us.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. This kind of works. So,
Oh no.
morning turns to afternoon. And eventually towards evening, almost 3, 4 o'clock, that area. About the same time you arrived yesterday.
I might have wanted to say 3 days and not 2.
And the forest on this side is surprisingly free of trouble. There's no giant bugs or cats or other things that would be in a forest. No giant hawks or great falcons or anything to that effect. In fact, other than the trees and grass and the occasional, like, herbivore, you know, cows, buffalo, or even a random, like, why can't I remember the name of those things? Whatever, a ducky from dinosaurs. Thank you. I can't remember the
Sorry.
name all of a sudden. The hike, which is what it would be, goes relatively smoothly. And you get up to the top of this ridge. And let me describe what you see below you. It slopes back, a similar slope to the way that the one you came up on. But at the bottom, there's mist. You can't actually see the ground. Now, just like Naya said there would be, off to your right, down a ways, there's a bridge that seems to connect to something, and there's a set of massive wings sticking above the treetops in the distance. So you know which way you gotta go, but as you're looking over this space, the bottom edge near the mist, you can see that the stone is completely different to everywhere else. So on the way up, it's all dirt and rock and grass and trees, but at the edge, about 30 feet before the mist makes everything invisible, it's this specifically carved, ornate pattern of looping, interconnected circles, like literally carved into the stone. And the stone is the only thing left on this side. There's no algae or moss. There's no like hanging trees or anything sprouting up in between. It is carved rock all the way across this space. And then mist below.
Does anybody else see that? That looks like carved, right? Am I not, I'm not crazy, right?
No.
No.
Although I feel like I should say yes in payment for yesterday.
Fair.
What? What did I do?
Called me crazy.
I did not.
I'm gonna pat her on
I
the
said
head.
we've
You are,
encountered
sweetie.
crazy things. You are not crazy.
Nyx is gonna. I'm assuming Tanis is still in dragon form, or did she go back to book form?
So Tanis has been quietly sleeping inside the hood of your cape.
Seeing that we can see the griffin at this point, Tanis,
I'm that
can
way.
you come up on my shoulder for a minute?
I'm that way.
And she skitters up and like,
Do you want to go be a book? We might fight the big bad, and I don't want you getting hurt. I know. I'm gonna give her a chin scritchy. It's safer for you that way.
after the scritches seem to convince her, she does a once over and book.
Yep, and I'm gonna tuck the book into the backpack. Okay. That's settled. Take care of your pets, people. So
Alright.
we're looking at something that looks carved? Mm-hmm. Stone?
Yeah, do you guys want like a visual?
Yeah,
That'd
that
be
would
great.
help.
Yeah. My brain apparently did not want to process what you were saying.
Visual would indeed help.
Sure thing, friends. I'm a visual learner too.
Oh.
Oh, okay. That
Interesting.
almost looks like... Yeah. Huh. That was made
Very-
by something.
Yeah, very weird.
Deliberate?
Very
Hard to
weird.
tell.
Ember is eloquent as always.
It's the technical terms, guys.
I feel like I know what it is, and I just
I
can't
was gonna
put my
say
finger on
snake?
it.
Sidewinder, Heidi? Sidewinder? That's where my brain went. That's a snake. Except it's vertical instead of horizontal.
Well, how are we tackling the griffin? So we just need the red card, right? That's what we're after here.
We need the red card.
We need
The griffin
red-
should go back to normal once we take care of the boar. I don't have anything that I could try to use, like, knock him out. Don't have any poison to try to, like,
I have
make his
something
day
that would
hard.
make him smaller. If it worked.
What are the odds of it working?
It's kind of a new spell, so I don't know. Do you think polymorph would work on a giant griffin?
What save is that? Speaking meta.
It's a wisdom, I want to say. Let me check. It's a wisdom save.
I mean, possibly. That's a spell that uses that you gotta resist mentally.
I only get one shot at it. I can
What are
only
your
cast it
other
once.
spells that you wouldn't be able to cast if you used it?
Wall of Fire and
have?
Elemental Bane. I wasn't able to change my spells.
See, Elemental Bane could be really useful. Because don't you make it weak to an element with it?
I can make it, well, not weak per se. Basically, if it's immune to an element that I choose, then it makes it no longer immune. And if it takes that damage, then it gets extra damage on top of it, based on the type that I choose. So if I choose fire and we shoot fire damage at it, then that fire damage gets a bonus to it.
Yeah.
And if they were immune to fire, they are no longer immune to fire damage.
Because here's the thing. Fire damage would probably be the way to go. Kaya's got Fire Sword.
True.
You do tons of fire damage.
This is also true.
I was planning on using the spell Flame Arrow, which I was gonna do lightning if we decided we we're going to try to call lightning out of the sky or something like that. But I can easily leave it flame and do fire damage as well.
Right. The bad thing is they would also have to, talking meta, they would also have to make a save. But this one's a con save. And I feel like a giant griffin might have a lot of constitution.
Yeah. I don't know why I wanted poison. Well, here's the thing, though. Nyx has silvery barbs.
Well, that's a good point. Well, we could try for it, but if we're doing that, that means we're committing to fighting.
Yeah.
Elemental Bane means we're committing to fighting. Polymorph could mean something else.
What would you polymorph it into?
A turtle.
Flip it on its back?
Yeah. Pick it up, put it on its back. We get an hour.
I mean, that's a
We grab
possibility.
the red card and bail.
Anything else we want and bail. Problem is, we're then
It
going
then
to have
comes
a
after
very
us.
angry griffin coming after.
And
Yeah, but that gives us an
ginormous
hour
or
to
not
run and hide.
ginormous?
I can't I can't cast invisibility on it. Like, I can only do one person. I don't have invisibility
I've got pass
anymore.
without a trace, though. We could hide in the forest.
I mean, I feel like it's gonna, like, rip this forest apart looking for us.
I mean, for turning it into a turtle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For an hour.
There's also so I feel like we have a few options, right? We have the upfront commit and confront, which more than likely will be a fight. I'm not too happy about that. We have the option of I could maybe try to reason with it, talk to it, just ask it, hey, can you let us have the red card, please?
I don't know that you're actually going to be able to talk to it, Ember. I don't think it counts as a beast.
Oh, that's a good point. I don't know if
And even if it does, what incentive are you going to give it to just
Hand over
let
the
us
card.
have the card?
To return them to their normal size, so they don't.
What if
have
he likes
to be...
being big?
Well,
I mean, I
sure
would
that
imagine
they're
he has to eat a
constantly
lot of
really
food.
hungry. Yeah.
I'm pretty
I'm
sure
sure
he's
it's a
probably
lot
got to
more
eat a
work.
ton of food, and it's probably a lot more work to keep him
Probably
in the
a
air.
lot
But,
more work to be that big.
Or
Or we could try sneaky.
Nyx is gonna suddenly whip her bag around to the front and go digging through it and pull out a bottle and go, I never really investigated what this bottle is.
What bottle?
But remember, it's the bottle that I'm pretty sure is some sort of a smoke grenade.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know how that's helpful here, but okay.
And she's gonna put the backpack right again.
All right.
If I actually look at the bottle, does it have anything written on it? I mean,
Except
I know meta
directions.
what it is.
No, there is no discerning anything on this.
Okay. Like, I know meta what it is, but it's supposed to have a command word.
It does have a command word.
There's no
And
way
Nyx
for us to know the command
knows
word.
what the command word does not know what the command word is.
Yeah, none of us have identified. There's no way for us to know.
Nope, she doesn't have that one yet. Nyx is just gonna lift the stopper out just gently, just like an inch above the bottle, just to see what
That was
happens.
chaos that I had identify.
He's looking it up.
Smoke should be coming out.
He's looking it up.
Yeah, so as you lift the cork from the bottle, just a little spinning tuft of smoke just kind of billows out.
Does it kind of keep
So-
growing, or like
Nope.
does it?
So it's
It's just a little curl of smoke, and the wind is kind of just blowing that away after it gets to a certain height.
Yeah, Nyx, I hate to say it, but I don't know if that's going to be much help here.
Obscuring cloud? I don't know. Put the cork back in. Put it in a pocket on her
So-
jacket.
So yeah, I feel like we have the upfront, we have the, we'll call it the political tactic, and then we have the sneaky tactic, cloak and dagger.
I was gonna say we could try to sneak,
Yeah, we do have the sneaky option.
because while I don't have regular invisibility, I have great ability, which would
And I do
allow
have
the
Pass Without a
person
Trace.
to cast spells this time.
Yeah.
What are they doing in your camera?
They're playing.
Okay.
They're playing.
Nita
I'm like-
is eating
I know.
cow. Just literally cow's neck in his mouth. Arr.
Yeah.
Or in her mouth.
Yeah, I was like, I just see him being dragged, and I'm like, I'm assuming they're playing, but
Yeah,
they're
that's how
playing.
they play. That's how they play.
in case
It
know,
looks
it's not.
terrifying, but she's very gentle.
Honestly, Cal's less gentle than she is.
Way less.
Well, he's littler.
And meaner.
Well, when you
He's got little dog
So,
syndrome.
yeah.
gotta pack all that spite into a smaller body.
So, combat approach,
Right.
political approach, and cloak and dagger approach. Unless anybody else can
worried
think of
if
any
we
of the
do
others.
political or cloak and dagger, we're gonna burn spells that we need for when it turns into a fight.
See. I do not give you good odds on being able to communicate with it. I also
I
I
don't
feel
burn
like
a
there's
lot
something
doing Pass Without a
special
Trace.
about griffins, but I did not go to magic school. And I'm going
Do
to pointedly look at
I
Nyx.
remember anything special about griffins? Guidance me.
Smack you on the back.
Guidance.
Roll a history check.
Silver's
With
like,
guidance.
goddamn you guys and your history checks.
With guidance.
We like to history. We like to
This
history.
is going to be renamed the campaign of history checks.
I mean,
This shall be the campaign of lore.
17. I was apparently paying attention.
Okay.
this makes
Uh,
sense.
What? You're just trying to remember anything you can about a griffin? Is that
Like anything about like fighting a griffin, anything
Weaknesses.
weaknesses, strengths. Anything
Okay.
that would have come up in a like fighting.
so? In your bestiary class, you did learn about griffins, but your teacher was very clear that if you are up against a griffin and do not have a way to deal with it magically, don't fight the griffin. They have crazy keen sight. They have very large wings. They move really, really quickly. They're able to slash from the sky and on land, and they're very, very aggressive when they're threatened.
So I don't remember anything about them in like strengths, weaknesses, but the teachers did say you need to use magic. They
Okay.
have really keen senses. They're very aggressive when they feel like they'll lash out the moment they think you're a threat. So I don't even know we'll get close enough to try to talk to him before he decides that threat, eat him. Or just hey, tasty snack, eat him. We did just talk about how he's probably super hungry. They can attack from sky and from the land. They're very fast. Very dangerous.
Well, if we go with the political route, which it sounds like you guys are against, but if we go for the political route, that actually won't take any spells because I can ritually cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
Not a guarantee that that would work on a griffin,
I mean, I'm
But-
pretty sure it's not an animal.
but if we're wanting to go the combat route anyways, it'd be worth a shot to try to talk, and then if it turns into a fight, then we're already there for the combat part.
I mean, unless
So-
we want to try to get a sneak attack on him.
Touche.
But you said you could only
But
invis one person.
Then
So,
you guys
clink,
could
clink, clink,
still
clink.
get the,
I was
you guys could still get it.
thinking Ember's entangle if he's got it?
No, that was one of the
No.
things I was gonna try to get, but didn't have time to change my spells.
Because I was thinking, how can we tie this thing down? Like, I don't have anything to anchor it to the ground.
I had Earthbind, and I was going to get it, but I couldn't change my spells. We didn't have time for it.
So, ow. Yeah, because I'm concerned that once this thing gets airborne, Kaya can't hit it.
I have some other things in my arsenal that are long range. I'm just gonna burn through a bunch of spells if that comes to it. So what?
Exactly.
I look at the giant longbow on her back.
Yeah,
we
and I
both
break out
really
that.
look at the giant longbow that she's not attuned to.
I also have. Nope, I can only throw one of those. I only have one of them. Never mind. Darn it.
Campaign 0 is haunting you.
No infinite spears.
Come on! I want my infinite spear back.
No.
It's like playing Ark.
So broken.
Where do you keep pulling those
great.
from? Shut up.
So
And I can breathe
yeah, if it's
whatever
close
I breathe.
enough.
Electricity. Yep.
Lightning.
So we have a couple of options, right? Like there is the polymorph option that we could attempt, but we also have the elemental bane. So if we're planning either the political approach or the cloak and dagger approach, the use of polymorph is probably more handy than like having it ready for polymorph than using it for elemental bane. If we're
Probably.
downright set to do a fight here, then elemental bane is going to be a pretty big help to us.
I'm just afraid it's not going to let us do anything else.
See, that's the problem. I feel like elemental bane won't take
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think.
I think polymorph
element-
might.
We have a better chance of getting polymorph, especially with silver barbs. Silvery barbs off. My concern is what happens after the polymorph wears off.
That's fair.
We don't have, unless you burn your second wild shape and go horse mode, and we book the fuck out of here.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have to interject because I just realized something horrible.
What?
Meta. Speaking meta to everybody here. Polymorph into... I don't know.
Turtle?
Turtle's what I've been saying.
Roly-poly or something tiny. Portable hole on the ground.
I was thinking about that.
Pick up
I was
the
thinking
hole.
about that. I was thinking about that.
It takes the crush damage immediately, and it breaks the polymorph.
See, here's the thing, though. If it's a roly-poly or like an earthworm, would it take the crush damage?
Not until it becomes a griffin. Whew, portable hole OP.
Just saying.
But could you polymorph them into a roly-poly?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can basically
100%.
call anything with polymorph.
100%.
You could do an earthworm and
I could do an earthworm, and then I could open the portable hole. We could just stick it in the ground and close the portable hole. We get an hour, and then when it repops, half the mountain's gone.
You'll know very clearly when the thing's awake. Because you'll just see like a head sticking out the side of a mountain like, motherfucker!
I'm very upset then, yeah.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Shit!
I mean, if it's an
Oh,
option.
it's so cartoony.
Yeah. I love it.
I mean, it's definitely an option. Okay, so do we want to try to do the polymorph in the portable?
I kind of want to, yes. I was kind of thinking that anyways.
Scenarios Silver didn't plan for? Check!
Items he knew
forgot
but
he gave us.
forgot.
No. I had that written down. I just didn't think of that particular combination. That's all.
Yeah, I had been thinking about it this entire time. I was like, oh, but I could make it and put it in the ground. I was like, that'd be a really cool way to like quickly bury something.
So we could try
Without
that.
disturbing the ground. That's a good way to hide, like,
A
anything.
lot of things. Hide your treasure, and then you
Hide a
forget where
body.
you put it.
Murder homo
Lord.
things.
Well,
So plan A, Kea, you on board? Earthworm, and then put him in the hole.
I think this is about to go horribly, horribly wrong. But sure.
Plan B
should
or
I at least try
addendum
talking
B,
to it
A?
first?
No,
No,
don't try talking
no.
to it.
I'm pretty
Well, I
sure you're
mean-
not going to succeed.
That's not going to change, like, how it works with the polymorph stuff.
I'm just worried that the minute you say boo, it's gonna attack you, and you're not gonna have a chance necessarily to get the polymorph off.
I'll be, like, prepared and ready for the polymorph, though. Like, if it even flinches to make its move towards me, I'll polymorph it.
I mean, if you're willing to run the risk of taking the damage,
Yeah, I think it'd be fine.
because those things, like,
Oh, I know.
we saw what praying mantises did to a
Right.
building.
Right. No,
If
I
You
this-
cannot outrun it, young small fry.
That, and it could literally eat you in
I
a
know.
single bite,
Yeah.
and there would
And then
basically
you would
be
have
nothing
to carve yourself. You go Surtur and carve your way out of his stomach.
unless he's starter ready. But that doesn't.
Then there'll be no talking.
Then there'll be no talking.
Yeah, I don't want to look threatening.
I was gonna say, addendum A to this plan, Kea.
Okay.
You and I are already ready to attack. I am willing to burn the spell to be ready for flame arrow before we go into that. So whatever spells you want to put down on everybody, they're put down ahead of time. If the polymorph goes off, great. You wasted spells. Fine. If it doesn't, and it decides to try to eat Ember, we're ready. Sound like a plan?
Yep.
All right. I think we have a plan.
And we're just gonna ignore the weird roly-poly scrolly thing on the wall.
Oh, the side of the mountain, the carvings.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
just
going
ignore
to
them.
walk up to Nyx and cast Warding Bond on her.
Eh?
You now get a +1 to your AC and saving throws.
How long does that last? Should you be doing that right now?
1 hour.
Save that. I don't think we're within an hour of the griffin yet, are we?
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
you're
I have-
probably 20 minutes from the griffin.
I have a +1 randomly. And what was the other thing?
+1 to your AC and saving throws. And you
And-
have resistance to all damage.
That's
handy.
huge.
However,
Yeah.
you have to stay within 60 feet of me.
That's fine.
You're not fast. I think she can stay near you.
As long as nobody gets carried off by a griffin.
Yep.
That's not gonna happen. It's gonna be an earthworm here in a little bit.
Confidence!
You hope. You hope. On that note, I am going to cast Flame Arrow. I'm going to put my hand on my quiver, and I'm going to cast Flame Arrow on the quiver.
Okay. So, let me describe this area for you guys. And go ahead and pull up Tailspire, everybody. Because,
Yeah, mine's up.
Shit's about to get real.
yes, shit is about to get real.
Yes.
Hopefully I can talk to it. Talk it down.
The fact that he has us pulling up Tailspire says
Whoa.
Not likely.
The option is still available. I'm just getting everything ready so that it doesn't take me like a total 2-minute thing if it doesn't happen.
That's fair.
Not to mention, honestly, we just want him to show off the map. Oh, and apparently, Tailspire has things it needs to do anyways, so it's fine.
Okay. So let me bring everybody to the correct map. Where's the button?
Where's the button to do thing?
Players are being summoned.
Sweet.
Tailspire's thinking about turning on.
A lovely little area.
Kind of staring at me like,
Nothing's put down, so there's no advantages other than just checking out the cool map.
Yeah.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Were we?
Beep, 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 beep.
Checking out the what looks like a nest next to the bridge.
Yes, that is nest.
what are you doing? Running in stop.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
mine
are you
had to
updating?
mine had to
It's
install
thinking.
a bunch of bullshit yesterday.
It's thinking.
And it's thinking.
Real hard. Like, I'm surprised I can't hear the drive going at it. What are... Oh... Steam.
Oh, we have a frozen Tam Tam.
I'm here.
Oh,
Her
there you are.
camera's just lagging out.
Yeah, Steam decided it wanted to take all the disk space for a moment and not
It
share
does
with
that.
everybody else.
Yeah, so for everybody who can see, for reference, the putting the little island in the middle of the water underneath the bridge to your north, the west side is where you're coming from.
Oh, okay.
So the side with all the piles of sticks that look like a nest, yeah, that is the opposite side.
Okay.
I'm very proud of this map.
It's a very lovely map.
It is not
I'm going
all
to
mine.
assume you should be very proud of it. Ah! God damn it, Steam.
A whole bunch of wood.
Yeah.
Hey, spinny icon of doom.
So you said we came from the west side?
Yes.
If the
Here we
little
go.
island's on the north?
There we go.
Yeah, the ridge behind you that you came down from is not visible. It's cut
Right.
off before that, but that's where you came from.
You don't want us to place our characters or anything
Nope.
yet, right?
Nope.
Okay, just checking.
I'm just getting it up and ready. And even if I don't get to use this map, I want everyone to fucking see it.
I'm getting there, I'm getting there. Whew! Tailspire, that was a long thought to actually decide to open. Wow.
Let me know when you're, like, loaded and stuff, and I can summon you to the board.
I'm
You know-
in the Tales of Tolvalder, so I'm in the inn, I think. Ooh, nope, I'm in the water. I was in water.
Everything's fine till it isn't.
Okay, I see a map with a bridge. Oh god, I have to remember how to use the controls.
ASDW. And QE to move your camera around. Okay, so let me describe you guys
Alrighty.
heading down this way. In the distance, across this bridge over this ravine, you guys can see wings. Massive wings that are folded in. And that's basically it. You can see a part of, like, a back of a head. in amongst the trees, and the legs are so far away they're actually out of sight behind trees. Like they're a long ways from where you are. And as you're walking down this bridge and looking at this space, it kind of comes into view. You can see that the griffin is laying across a nest with its back to the bridge.
All right. Ready?
Yep.
Just because it's back to us does not mean it can't hear us. Also, that's not normal.
What's not normal?
The bridge would be a spot of weakness.
It's not exactly intelligent. Necessarily.
It's an animal.
Which is why I'm gonna do this,
You'll see.
and I'll kind of close
It's
my
not a
eyes
beast,
and
but it's not intelligent.
yeah. I'll start trying to ritually cast Speak with Animals, so I don't use the spell slot. It takes me about 10 minutes.
Okay. Are you guys gonna do
wait.
anything while he's standing there casting that?
While he's casting it is when I cast the Word of Truth. Or the
I was gonna say when he
ward thing.
is done casting
Yeah.
is when I'll
Word of
Cast.
God. There we go.
Okay.
flame arrow. There.
Yeah.
I'm like, I forgot there was a ritual step in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we think he's close to being done, the ritual is when I'll cast flame.
Okay.
It lasts for an hour, but whatever. Save myself 10 minutes.
Okay, Ember. The 10 minutes go by, and the gang is just behind you. What do you do?
You guys ready? Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. I'm gonna start slowly walking towards the griffin, making sure my hands are like in a way that they can see there's no weapons.
Uh-huh.
And slowly approach it until I'm a distance away where it can hear me and understand.
So what, like halfway down the bridge, 3/4? What are you thinking?
It's on the other side of the bridge.
Yep.
Probably like halfway down the bridge.
Okay. Okay. The bridge is old and parts of it are gone, but it seems relatively sturdy. The wood creaks occasionally, but it's not like creak like giving, it's just making the noise of the wood being stressed.
Once I get within range, is the griffin not budging at all, or like
It
not
hasn't
even
moved.
taking notice of me?
Yeah, it hasn't moved. I would
I'll
tell
just-
you. Don't worry.
Hello? Can you understand me?
The massive creature on the opposite side of the bridge does not even budge.
Miss and or Mr. Guardian, sir? Hello? I'll
Nothing.
go, if there's no response, I'll go like another, like 3/4 over the bridge. Keep calling out as I'm walking.
Girls, where are you at this point?
Right behind him.
Okay.
Right behind him, or are we like 10 feet behind him?
Okay, 10 feet behind him.
Okay, thank you.
Close enough that I can stab something.
Okay.
But not be swatted off the bridge with him if he's swatted off the bridge.
Okay.
Nyx will go in and get him, but she doesn't want to take the fall off right away.
Swan's dive.
All right, so Ember, you're calling out and you're moving closer. You gonna keep calling out?
Yeah, until I get maybe like 20 or 30 feet from the thing. If it still hasn't responded, I may change tactics.
Yeah, so you get all the way across the bridge and are standing on the land just in front of the nest, which is about 20 feet away from it, and it still hasn't even flinched.
Is it breathing?
If I
Can we
watch it
even
carefully,
tell
does
from
it
here?
look like it's rising and falling with a breath?
You could try and tell, but I don't think you'd be able to very well. There's big wings in the way of the chest. And there isn't much exposure for you to see anything other than wings and the back of a head.
Okay, I'm gonna look back towards them and be like, I mean, it's not responding. Cloak and dagger plan? Kind of seems like we have a better chance now.
I mean, do you even have to cloak and dagger?
I guess not, but if it notices us getting anywhere near its nest, it's definitely going to be aggressive.
Can we carefully move around to check to see if it's breathing? Like, into the trees? And around?
Oh, I forgot about that spell!
Oh. Okay.
Well, that was a response.
That was something.
You know what?
No.
This doesn't
Just to
hurt
forget
anything.
combat.
I'm gonna walk within range, get kind of closer to Kaya and Nyx, and I'm gonna cast
Alright.
cast without a trace, or pass without a trace.
Okay.
Cast without a trace would be a totally different spell, and it would be.
So that'll be on for next hour.
As the girls are about halfway across the bridge, and Ember, you're kind of walking around this thing, you hear something. I don't think he's gonna respond to you.
Do I hear that, or do they hear that?
You hear that.
I hear that. I'm instantly snapping around to try to locate the
Just
voice.
leaning against a tree, you can see the painter just looking at you.
I'm gonna immediate look towards the other two. Painter.
Ember, give me a perception check, please. And everybody roll initiative.
Okay.
Oh, wonderful.
That is terrible initiative, but that's pretty good perception, you said, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's 20 perception. Only
Okay.
5 initiative.
Okay.
3. We're doing shit.
And yet somehow I still go before the two of you.
You killed the freaking griffin. Are you kidding me?
So with that perception check, as you look behind at the girls, on the opposite end of the bridge, you see the painter waving.
There's 2 of them.
There's 2 painters from my like what?
Yeah, there's one in the corner of your periphery and one on the opposite side of the bridge.
Do I have any time to call out anything?
Yeah.
Second painter behind you!
I would have immediately turned around and put my back to Kaya.
Okay.
Turtle maneuver. Also,
If I get to do any, there's the call out all I get?
Yeah, the call out's all you get.
Okay, dang it. I was gonna avatar form.
Go ahead and place yourselves.
Oh shoot.
I don't have them.
Shoot. So I'm on the what, east side of the bridge since I crossed it?
There you go.
Oh, there I am.
Yeah, you're on the opposite side of the bridge.
We were only about 10 feet
Your
behind him,
forge.
so...
Nyx.
I hit the wrong button. That's not me.
Boop. Hey, where am I? There. Am I in there?
I accidentally summoned a free hero priest. Can you get rid of that?
Yep.
Did I not get myself in here?
There you go. And here you go.
I'm like, I know there's a way.
Oh, you already got it. Okay.
Yeah, I
Sweet,
just
thank
pulled
you.
everything for everybody.
Yeah, I was having a hard time with that.
So, Ember, behind you, you hear, I've been looking for the 3 of you. How did you hide from me?
You know,
It's a secret.
it's a secret. Why are you here?
I came to play, of course.
Ah, shit. Can I avatar form right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, avatar form, full on.
I wish I had time to cast Detect Thoughts.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. The painter goes first, by the way.
Oh, of course, with these initiative
Of course.
rolls. That's not good, guys. There's two
two of
painters.
them. I know.
So, Ember, you're staring at the painter, and before your eyes, he vanishes and reappears directly in front of you. And immediately, a dagger flicks out and towards you. With a 18 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. 37 damage. Of piercing damage.
Oh, God. Okay. God, that's so
And as the knife is, the dagger is kind of in you, he whispers, "We have been so excited to play."
Who's we? I thought there was one of you.
Multi-attack.
Oh,
That is a 17 to hit.
that'll hit.
32 damage, piercing.
Wait, I
FYI, you
forgot
have a
to
plus
ask.
2 to
I
your
forgot to ask
bonus.
about this. Are
You're
these
within
magical
10 feet.
attacks or non-magical?
They are magical.
God freaking.
You are within 10 feet of me, by the way. You have a plus 2 to all saving throws.
Yeah, but I'm
So,
not getting
Timmy, I
any
think that means you have
saving
plus 3.
Yeah.
throws. Okay, how much damage was the second one?
32.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that knocks me out of Avatar state. And I suffer.
You want to give a little reaction as you get knocked out of Avatar state? You have 2 daggers that he just pulled out of your gut.
Oh God, yeah. Sorry, writing that down so I know how much damage I took.
Okay.
So you guys would see, like, kind of within a flash, Avatar state up. He kind of teleports to, and then you see it kind of flicker for a second as the first dagger goes in, and then the second dagger goes in and it flickers and bursts as it's
Nyx
just
doesn't
ember
see
now.
it. She has her
she's-
back turned.
Mm-hmm.
She's
Oh,
looking at the
okay.
other painter.
If anybody was looking, that's what it would
I
look
was.
like.
Keo was.
The aura around him, that is the Surtur aura, flickers every time he takes that much damage, and then the second time it flickers and just shatters into like glass. And then
So if Ember doesn't
disappears.
verbally like react, Nyx is not gonna know.
Yeah, no, if he takes that second hit, which he does, he's gonna be...
Okay, so the second painter across the bridge waves at Nyx, and while he's waving, it completely vanishes from sight. And appears directly in front of you.
Oh God.
Okay, I'm gonna have to track this. This is gonna hurt. Suddenly, this might have been a mistake.
As he's like got both daggers out and he's reversed them and he's looking at you, Nyx, and he goes, "Oh, not yet," and just gone. And Ember,
You son of a bitch.
from your back, sneak attack damage does a 22 hit.
Yeah, my AC's 15.
24 damage, piercing.
Son of a biscuit. Alright. That's not good. That's not good. Ember's gonna collapse to his knees.
Okay.
He's not out yet, but... Ow. Jeez.
And then the second slash comes around and catches Kea, just to make sure that she can't step in between. Does a 16 hit?
It does not.
Okay. All right.
Heidi.
So it is Kea's turn with Ember on deck.
Yeah, I'm gonna ground my shield in front of me, and which one do I want to do? only last for a run around. Yeah, I'm going to slash forward. I'm gonna move so I'm within 10 feet of him.
You are, actually.
I am? Okay. No, sorry, 5 feet of him.
The painter or Ember?
This painter in front of me.
Yeah, okay. That's all you need to do.
And I'm going to slash at him with my longsword.
Okay.
Are you gonna activate it?
It's already activated?
Nope. You gotta say the word.
Do you have the word written down?
I know the
You
word.
never gave me a word.
I gave you the word. Fiolda.
did not. Okay,
Yes.
She did
I'm
give
gonna
you the
say
word.
Fiolda
She did
then,
give you
and
the
then
word.
slash at him.
Thank you.
Yeah, I did not receive that information. So,
You
did.
were.
I have it written in my notes,
drinking.
too.
You were drinking.
I
That's
was.
all.
Put it in your description for your sword.
I will.
Must say word.
Does a 17 hit?
It does. Roll damage.
Okay. Alright, so he is going to take 14 slashing damage
Okay.
as well as 11 fire.
Okay.
At which point, I'm going to use my bonus action and do it again.
Okay. Roll a hit.
I'm going to hit you again.
Get him good.
That one's gonna miss.
Okay.
I'm assuming because that's a 9.
Yeah, that misses.
At which point, I'm gonna growl at him.
Okay. All right, Ember, it's your turn with Nyx on deck.
Okay. Kind of on his knees with the dagger in his. Are the daggers still there? That they removed them after?
No, they
stabbed
pulled
me?
them out. They're using them to
I'm
defend
just double
themselves.
checking. I'm just
so-
double checking. Just double checking.
Yeah, you've got big
Kinda-
old holes. You got 3 big holes in you right now.
Yeah, kind of bleeding out. Ember's gonna scramble up and stand back up. He's gonna look dead in the eye of the painter in front of him. And bonus action, he's gonna flare up Avatar state again as the just kind of the horns just with a burst of flame kind of reappear, but his eyes are locked on the painter, and that fiery version of Surtur just kind of gives a fiery vengeance in his eye. He's just gonna stare at the painter and be like, "Burn in hell," and he's gonna cast wall of fire around him, going directly over both painters.
Okay. That's a saving throw, right?
It's a dexterity saving throw. They have to beat a 19.
Let's see.
I'm gonna say that when he passed by him, Nyx would have turned around. Like when it passed behind her, she would have looked over
Do you
her
want me
shoulder.
to do that for you?
Yeah.
Here you go.
They still take damage one way or the other.
It's just how much.
How much? And does Nyx intervene? Did they pass?
Huh? What are we talking about?
Have they? It's a dex save on them
For what?
for the wall of fire.
Oh, yeah, they failed. Sorry, I
both
was
failed?
reading something.
Okay.
Okay.
I've
they both.
been asked a question. Give me just a second, everybody.
Sure.
Everybody's panicking. I
It's
understand.
a question I should have asked in the beginning, but
Give me a second.
Everybody hit the panic buttons.
yeah, well, hello, we haven't actually had to fight.
Not like
No.
this. We've had to fight before, but not like this. I had to choose
Not this
whether I was
guy.
gonna do something or heal myself. I
Okay.
chose to do something.
There we are. Hold on 1 second here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No. I will feel bad depending on his answer. I could have actually have done something.
Oh, you're still
Okay.
in the class. This is our
Yeah.
first real fight?
I don't
we
have
ever
any
actually
of
fought anything? Just besides
We
some
really
werewolves?
yeah,
Ugh.
and those yeah.
Those were several levels ago.
I don't have any of Nav's intercept reactions, so
Yes, it works on others. Anyone within
Okay.
30 feet. It says right
My
in the
bad.
first line.
okay, so anytime okay.
Okay, so your bonus action, Ember, and they are taking full damage. What was the damage?
34 fire damage to both.
All right,
And I'm immune to fire, so I take none.
nice.
Because I have Avatar State up.
Uh huh.
May not end well if that Avatar State goes down, but you know. I will like to state that technically they are in the fire, and if they end their turns in the fire, they take the damage again.
Okay.
Or they have to make the dex
All
saving.
right. Do you want to do anything else?
So the fire is opaque. You can't see through it. So all you see is just this column of fire where Ember and the two painters were. But you do hear Ember call out, "Run now!"
Oh yeah, no, not running.
Okay.
Silly boy.
Silly boy.
That brings us to Nyx's turn with the painters on deck.
Oh, okay, that changes what I was gonna do. But
I don't think technically you can see them right now because it's opaque, but they can't see you either. So
I. All right, I am. How tall is the wall of fire?
that would be 20 feet high.
20 feet high. Okay.
It's a foot thick.
I am going to drop the flame arrows spell from myself, and I'm going to cast fly,
Yep.
and I am going to fly up 30 feet.
Okay.
Me. Try to hit me now. And I can see over the
Are
wall.
we going to do aerial combat now?
Yes, we are.
Because if I remember correctly, these guys can fly too.
And that's all she's got for this turn. But I mean, they have to look up. Nyx hasn't done anything to them yet, so they have to look up to see her.
Okay. So that brings us to the top of the round and the painters on deck. The first one is locked eyes with Ember and is currently on fire. And he literally sticks his head into the fire and looks at Ember and he goes, no. And does that's a horrible roll, 16 hit you.
Yes.
Okay.
I am going to use my reaction and challenge him.
Okay.
I'm going to say fight me, and he now has to deal a... I have two different bits of information here. The description says wisdom saving throw. The stat that he has to roll says charisma, so...
It's supposed to be charisma because you're a
Okay.
charisma caster.
So he needs a charisma saving throw then.
Okay. What's the DC?
13?
He failed.
Great! He cannot attack Ember, he has to attack me instead.
Okay.
And that 16 fails.
Okay, so the painter is suddenly yanked away and a golden shimmer is forced over his eyes and he's staring at the end of the firewall. Damn it! Damn it! You!
Also, he can't move more than 30 feet away from me.
He brings himself up and around in a puff of smoke past Ember over to Kea, and he uses his action to try and roll the charisma save again to get out. 7. He failed. That brings us to Painter 2. Who is, I imagine you probably turn around to face.
Yeah. As soon as the one I'm staring at disappears, I would turn around and face the other one.
And he is going to try and attack you. That's a 21 to hit.
I can do that again.
That'll hit.
Hang on.
I'm hanging on.
I gotta check something.
Amber's in a bit of trouble here, guys.
I'm trying to remember what, how many reactions I can use in this. I think it's only 1 per round, so.
1 per round, correct.
I've never actually used reactions before.
Yes,
Okay,
and
so
you regain a reaction at the end or the start of the next round, but I'm pretty sure that particular thing might have a recharge time.
It does not say.
It doesn't
It just
say?
says 1
Okay.
reaction, 2 hit, stat. Yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah, that's one of the more potent things I gave you, I think.
I do have one with a recharge. It's a short rest that, I got to test
What was I
something.
waiting for?
can I do my
Nix?
thing?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I am going to use my reaction and cast Silvery Barbs and make him roll that at disadvantage by yelling, "Don't you dare!"
All right. Okay, so the
And number
second
has
roll
advantage.
was lower. That's an 18.
Still hits. AC's 15.
But yeah, you have advantage now, Ember, on any attack roll, ability check, or saving throw.
Okay.
Within a minute.
So that dagger attack is 30 piercing damage.
Oh.
Okay. I still have Avatar State up.
Okay.
Go Avatar State, go Avatar State.
The second painter
Dead.
flips his other dagger around and goes to attack you a second time. And it misses.
Oh yeah, I survived.
Okay, that brings us to Kea with Emperor on deck.
Whoa. Is he moving?
No.
He's taking
All right,
5
I am,
5d8
going to
fire
remain-
if he's ending his
Okay,
turn.
roll
there.
it.
Oh, yeah.
5, 12, 15, 19, and 24 fire damage.
Okay.
And there is no save for that if he just ends his turn there.
Right. And he's looking rough, by the way.
Yeah, I'm going to, slash at him again.
Okay, roll the hit. You guys enjoying
And
the
miss.
painter's theme?
So I'm going to slash again.
It's epic, and it makes me very anxious.
Instant panic attacks.
And in my fury, I miss both.
Awesome! Okay, that brings us to Ember with Nyx on deck.
Okay. Ember's gonna he's just glaring at the painter.
Mm-hmm.
And be like, no, I'm not done yet. And he's gonna tap his shoulder and he's gonna cast Cure Wounds on himself at
Nice.
3rd level. Which is 3d8 plus 8. 6, 11, 15 plus 8, 23 healing.
Okay. Do you want to do anything else?
And then his bonus action, he's summoning multiple deer.
Okay, let me get that out for you.
He's going to smack the painter with it.
Seems legitimate. That is down here. It is...
Wait, what?
Is it in this? No.
Who to what?
Silver, you were right. Golden Eyes can only be used once every short rest. Apparently, it's one of my channel divinities.
Okay, Gil, where do you want that?
Right next, south of me, next to the painter.
You should be able to move it, actually. But,
yeah, that's where I want it anyways, so. Smack him with it.
roll the hit.
Smack, smack. Smacky, smack.
That is a 26 to hit.
That hits, roll damage.
Okay. almost max damage. That is a 15 force damage.
Okay. Now, as you do this, something interesting happens. The painter that's in front of you looks really, really hurt. And when Moosmuldir connects, it seems like he doesn't take any damage. But Kea, in front of you, the one whose eyes are locked onto you, suddenly receives a ton of damage at his side, as if something invisible smacked the hell out of him. You want to do anything else, Ember?
No. No. I'll remain in the fire.
Okay.
Just staring him down.
Nyx, it is your turn with the painters on deck.
From 30 feet in the air, Nyx is gonna say, "You wanna play? Okay, I'll play." And she's gonna cast a transmuted fireball at the painter who has actually the painter who is in front of Ember with Muspeldeer.
Okay. Roll to hit. Wait, no. Fireball's a save, isn't it?
Nope.
Fireball's
Firebolt.
Firebolt.
Firebolt. Okay.
Yeah, roll to hit.
7. 7.
That does not hit.
Remember, you have a... No, that's on saving throws. Never mind.
Nope. Nope. No damage. for me.
Sorcerer things. Shit.
I'll play!
One.
Aw.
Sparkle fingers.
Yep. Well, I guess I'm just a cute distraction.
Okay. That brings us to the top of the round, and Painter A, who is in front of Kea.
Okay, hold on. I gotta recheck my reactions.
Who is
We have our
going to
reactions
use
back at the
his
top of the
action
round.
to try and break from the duel thing. Does an 18 break?
Yes.
Okay.
Was that a saving throw?
Yeah, I had saving throw.
Well, on the painter's part.
Don't worry about it. Disadvantage.
Okay, let's see.
Advantage to Kea.
Oh, cool.
8, he fails.
I
Did
may
I?
not be able to attack.
Sorcerer things!
Get stuck, Painter!
And he is pissed.
No.
He's like, I fucking hate this. The other painter, who's in front of Ember, looks at the Mooseful and then he looks back at Ember, and he shrugs and blinks out of existence.
He's just gone?
He moved.
Oh.
And just behind you, Ember,
Scam me.
Standing on your
Stab,
head there for a
stab.
moment. And I can't do anything about it.
Does he
that's a
still have
23
disadvantage?
to hit.
That'll hit.
No, he didn't. That's a one-time thing. Ember has advantage.
He just rolled max damage.
Was not good.
40 piercing damage.
You just fell out of Avatar state, didn't
I
you?
fell out of Avatar state. And nope. Okay, I'm good.
And Muspeldeer is gone, isn't it? Or is that still up despite Avatar state being gone?
Sorry, doing math. Hold on.
It has the rules of spiritual weapons, so I'm pretty sure it only needs to be cast in Avatar state.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. Oh, but I haven't been making my concentration checks to make sure the firewall lands when they hit me. Dagnabbit. I'm in panic mode.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Just
I do have. Remind me, do I have a bonus to any saves?
You
As long
have
as you're within 10 feet of me,
you have advantage.
a +2.
All right, I'm further.
You have
than
an
10
advantage
feet.
from Nyx.
No, you're not.
As
I
well,
do.
right now.
From her.
from Kea, no, you're not.
Oh no,
You're
right,
exactly
yeah.
10 feet.
Okay, so
So you have a +2.
Con save. I get +5 to this because of that. And you said I have advantage?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that saves. That's an 18 natural.
Nice.
Jeez, there was so much damage.
Yeah, he's got another one, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Avatar State clicks out.
Oh, God.
Okay.
That was a
All
crit.
right.
I don't like that.
Was that a crit? Is that what you said?
Yep.
He better roll low.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. So it was max damage, but the new max is apparently 42. Piercing damage.
Yeah, I had 12 HP left.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't worry about it, Heidi. I can get to him.
Yeah, I have a cure wounds, but
I have cure wounds too. And a
I'm
health
attempting
potion.
to
And I'm flying. I can get
do
there.
stabby things.
Oh.
I've burned through both of my wild
Avatars.
shapes,
Yeah.
And Ember, as you go down, which I will do thing for. There you go. The painter grins behind you. Oh, that's perfect. But it does take the fun out of it. And he activates his feat.
though. By the way, the Municipal Deer and the firewall will disappear if I fall unconscious.
Okay.
Well, you're down. You're doing the new rules, the bleeding.
Oh, that's right. We have the new bleeding out rules. Does that? I still. How does that work with concentration?
You're
spells?
still conscious, but your concentration spells automatically fail the next time you have to roll them.
But getting hit means I have to roll them, right?
Yes, the next time you have to roll them after being downed.
Oh, okay. So I have to roll to see if they're up, and then if I get hit again while I'm down, then they auto fail.
Yes.
Mortally wounded.
That's another save. I'm good.
Okay.
It's close because that's a lot of freaking damage.
So he looks down at you and he goes, I love this part. He flips his dagger up and sends it straight down. You immediately fail all of your rolls. That's called execute.
Oh, that's not good.
Nyx doesn't have that spell yet. By the way, Nyx has screamed no twice in the span of this happening. She screamed when Ember went down, and she screamed when he executed him.
The moment the Mooseful and Firewall are gone, you guys can see the second painter standing over the body of a bleeding out Ember. And he looks at the other painter, whose eyes are glazed and golden. He goes, that's probably enough for today. Come. And the other painter absorbs into his body. And then he looks directly at Kea and Nyx.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Because of Golden Eyes, can he actually do that?
Yes.
He cannot move within
He
30
didn't
feet.
move. He did not
It was
move.
a spell.
It's
Yeah,
well,
I know.
it's the
Duplicity.
cancellation of a spell. That other painter isn't a real being.
It's duplicity. Or something like it.
Very similar. He looks at Nyx and Kea and he goes, okay. So here's this. And he throws 6 large diamonds onto the ground and a scroll and the red card. And he goes, make sure Ember knows that if he ever wants to meet his father, he's gonna have to get a whole lot stronger. And then disappears. You are officially out of combat.
The minute Nyx can get to him, she is moving to Ember, dropping out of fly. Probably a little on the dangerous side, like cutting it real close on the not taking damage end of things.
Mm-hmm.
And like falling to her knees, and she's putting her hands on the wound, trying to like stop it. And I know this isn't actually going. She's going to do like, it's just gonna happen, but she's just no. Under her hands, there's gonna be blow, that's edged in teal as she's attempting to access the other half of protected and heal him.
Okay.
And she's just pushing that free spell into Ember.
Meanwhile,
She doesn't
just
even
going
know
to
she's
walk
doing
forward
it.
and grab the scroll.
Okay. Kea, please add a scroll of greater resurrection to your inventory.
And 6 diamonds.
It's 6 large diamonds. It's exactly enough gold value to cast the scroll, is what it is.
Yeah, that's going to be a custom item.
Shouldn't be. Scroll of greater resurrection is a item.
Not that it's appearing. I have summoning comment. I have spell scrolls.
I mean, we're not really... we know we're going to use it.
Yeah.
There's restoration.
Anyway, does her thing work?
What
Before
thing? No.
I continue on anything else?
No,
Fantastic.
I knew
So
it
then
wasn't going to.
I'm going to open the scroll. I'm going to read the scroll. I'm going to do the scroll.
Okay, so after you've read the scroll, basically,
So I'm not going to even bother with that.
you're going to need to put the crystals into your hand and hold the scroll out and basically will the spell to cast on Ember. It will consume the diamonds and the scroll and give the effect of greater resurrection, which will bring Ember back to life at full health with no
You mean
decay
true
to it.
resurrection?
Oh, am I saying? Yeah, I mean true resurrection.
Okay, I'm like, greater resurrection? I don't remember that as a
I have it written down, but I'm not looking at it right now. Hold on.
It's fine.
It is called...
True resurrection, probably.
Yeah, Scroll of True Resurrection. That's exactly what it's called. My bad.
Okay. I was confused. Panicking still.
Yeah,
True
so I
resurrection.
do so.
Yeah. So, Ember, for you are going to wake up and it is going to be as if you're still in the fight. You're going to be looking around for the painters and panicking and stuff. So,
Okay.
With Nyx's hands on his chest as she's going, no, 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 no. And there's just gold magic.
Yeah. So Ember would kind of just have kind of like fireballs in his hands for the control flames. And he's just like scouring around. Where to go? Where's the painter?
Nyx isn't even just gonna, like, she's crying, by the way. There's tears. The makeup's totally streaked. And there's this, like, residual lightning glow in her eyes because she got pissed when that happened. And she's just gonna throw her arms around and be like, you're not supposed to die.
Die.
She's just hugging. Like, it's a stranglehold hug.
We were fighting just a second ago. What do you mean die?
Here, if you look at Kea, you'd see a bit of ash kind of flicker out of her hand.
Oh.
and between the three of them, you can actually see the red card on the ground.
Oh yeah, and that.
How long was I out?
Nyx is gonna kind of let him go. She's still, like, shoulder tucked into, like, his side a little bit, and she's just gonna... Not long, luckily.
And you weren't out, you were dead.
You were... yeah.
However, I have another note. We can mourn and rage later. Can you do horse mode? Because we have 2 kids that they may go after.
I don't think Ember can do that.
You happen to be able
Actually,
to
out
do
of
horse
curiosity,
mode.
with True Resurrection, I don't get any of my spell slots back, do I?
I don't think
Or like
so.
any of my abilities? Like it's all still used, right?
I'm pretty sure, but let me check.
Yeah.
He said Ember.
Yeah, no, you don't get anything back, but you are completely healed. In all ways.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I don't have it in me right now. I can't. Oh. What happened?
He stabbed you.
He seemed pretty gun-ho after me for some reason.
He said if you ever want to meet your father, you're gonna have to get a lot stronger.
My father? I don't know anything about my father.
He thinks he does.
That's a problem for another time. Did he leave the red card?
He left the red
Yep.
cards, the diamonds, and the scroll that brought you back.
Why
He's
would he do
playing
that?
with us.
Just doesn't feel right.
I think we're the first people who maybe challenged him in a while.
We still
doesn't-
weren't able to beat him, though.
No.
I'm actually, when Ember says that, I'm going to clench my fist and go, actually, if he hadn't run away, we probably could have. We just still would have lost you.
True. Kay and I might have been able to. If we got lucky.
No luck. He was damaged. The only reason he survived was because he had his doppelganger. I'm gonna point at Nyx and go, you,
What?
Canis, book thing.
What?
Figure out how to detect that spell and
A detect magic spell would
Dispel.
detect it. A dispel magic would have, if we'd known it was a doppelganger, dispelled it. Ember, if we had known Ember could have done it himself.
I think it was more than just that. It was taking damage. Illusions don't take damage.
It was some kind of spell because he absorbed it back into him before he left. If he cast it in front of me, counters prevent him from casting.
Move your mic.
Your mic's dying.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
A dispel magic probably would have gotten rid of it if we'd known. Counterspell, if he'd cast it in front of me, would have gotten rid of it.
My head is just rearing from this fight.
Let's check the griffin.
4.
Make sure, see if it's really dead. If it's not, put it out of its misery.
As we
deserves
saw,
that much.
he doesn't play with his toys.
Besides, maybe there's something else in the nest.
How does he know my father, though?
Nyx is gonna stand up and kind of help Ember stand up.
Ember's just kind of in a daze at the moment.
And she's just seeing Ember kind of in a daze. She's just gonna put her arm around him, and we're walking this way.
Kaya.
Meanwhile, Kea is
I
more
know.
like walking, stomping behind, and like almost a the subaudible growl.
You're pulling a Tannis?
No, not even like you feel it more than you hear it.
The rumble. The
rumble.
anger rumbles.
Uh-huh.
The angry rumbles.
As you guys get around towards the edge of the griffin's head, it takes you probably 2 to 3 minutes to get around that thing's head and to the opposite side. You see a river of blood coming from a big ol' slice through its neck.
Yeah, I don't think you need my expertise in medical field to know that's dead.
There aren't any, like, eggs or
In the nest
little
itself,
ones?
so the nest itself is probably 50 or 60 feet wide, but there doesn't seem to be any babies in there, but there is a small pile of, like, bits and bobs of fabrics that seem to have been built into, like, a little anthill kind of thing.
Do you think there's an egg under there?
I'm not sure.
Nyx is gonna poke it a little bit, investigate.
Okay. What exactly are you say poke it? Do you mean just like...
She's gonna like try to lift a couple of top layers. Like
It's
if
just
an egg,
clothes.
It's just closed.
It's clothes all the way towards the bottom. So, if she's just lifting a couple pieces, she's just gonna see more clothes. Ripped fabric, torn sheets, clothing like pants and shirts and dresses and whatever bits of fabric.
I guess she's gonna move it all the way to the bottom.
Okay.
See what's underneath.
In the bottom, all tucked with fabric all the way around it, is a small obsidian-colored egg.
It was gonna be a mom. And nobody has anything to say.
Ember's just still kind of dazed out.
Kaya's gonna pick up the egg and look at it, like hold it in front of her face and look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And stick it in her backpack.
Taking the egg with us, guys.
Please add the obsidian egg, custom item, to your backpack.
Ooh, the obsidian egg.
Is there a weight to this egg?
Yeah, it's about 5 pounds.
Wait. Nyx. I just had a thought.
Yeah.
Check to see if Freya's seal or blessing is still on me. I'm gonna kind of turn my neck so she can see if the blessing mark is still there.
Oh, do we have an actual physical mark from it?
I thought we did.
When
Did we
you
not?
first got it, you did. It disappeared the day you got it, though.
Oh, okay.
And I can't do detect magic.
My bad. Never mind.
Not in my wheelhouse. I mean, you could detect magic on Nyx, but
Yeah, no, I was more worried about if me dying erased the blessing.
I'm more concerned that Freya and Freyr aren't around right now, that we don't have
That's
the blessing.
also a good point.
Which is
Since
why he-
everybody seems to be clueless, the moment you got that, actually about a day before you got that communication from Vanderel, everybody's blessing of Freya and Freyr was removed.
I had my
That's the only reason he was able to find you.
But
I mean, I had my suspicions as soon as, like, I was like, that's probably gone. Not much we can do about it.
there's no way to really test.
Test or tell, except to pop a detect magic and hope we can pick it up. Is there anything else in the nest?
I mean, unless you're looking for meat. Not really.
No
Just-
shinies.
Nah, just bits and bobs of whole trees that are used to make the nest. Does she need to do chores again? Are you sure?
Well-
She was being a weirdo.
She's laying down quietly now.
Okay.
Well, was.
Next, do you think we have what we need for the boar god?
How is my magic feeling? Do I feel a level up, Eminent?
That's not something you would be able to answer in character, but you will all get a level up at the end of this session.
It's like, how do I answer that?
It's like, yeah, how do you, it's like, the whole point of this is we went up here to get a scrolls to maybe get stronger so she could learn a spell. So it's like, how do you
Like,
define success
if
here?
I focus internally, I feel like I might, like, when I go to bed, my magic is gonna get stronger.
All three of you definitely feel like you're going to grow from today's event.
I think when we get back to town and sleep for our night.
I think we'll sleep before we get back to town.
Well,
Probably.
when are the kids gonna bail, though?
I said 2 days. I did not realize how far away this place was.
Well, if we turn around and we start walking now, some of the way back, so we should catch them before they leave.
Hopefully.
Because they would have waited today, they'll wait tomorrow
Yeah. And
They'll leave.
hopefully leave in the morning.
in the morning.
Yeah, let's
So-
go. We don't need any more surprises.
Don't say that.
Okay. Is that what's happening? Everybody's gonna walk back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. The rest of the walk that you guys will do is going to be uneventful. So I think we're going to skip it.
Okay.
Sounds good.
And if we can... By the time you get back to Carthage the next day, it's again raining.
And with the rain.
And as you guys are going in the east gate, you can actually see on the opposite side of the west gate, in the middle of the plain, the boar god is sitting on his hind legs, mouth open, drinking from the sky.
Well, that's a
That-
sight you don't see very often.
No.
Nope.
You know, I'm really getting tired of us trying to do stuff. And it not working because of him.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't seem to be able to get a win when he's around.
Well, at least he didn't. I'm not gonna finish that thought. Just in case he's hanging around. I don't want to give him ideas.
How do we beat him? I mean, we're not strong enough. How do we beat him?
I have some thoughts on that.
I do too. There's stuff I could have done. I just didn't think I needed to.
There's a spell I want before
I
we
mean-
face him again.
I went full force, and it didn't even seem to phase him.
He also focused on you.
Yeah, why?
Something to do with your father.
That's just it. I don't know anything about. I didn't like. Mom doesn't talk about him.
Didn't your mom say he was a genasi? Like you?
She hasn't said anything about him. I don't know anything. I've asked, but she always shrugs off the topic. I assumed he's a genasi because, I mean, look at me. There's got to be something, right? I never put much thought to it. He was never in our lives. But if he's the reason the painter is causing so much grief and pain, if that means that I'm part of the reason.
I think you were an easy pick. I mean, Kea and I have reasons he could have targeted us. I mean, I said it last night. Look who my way down the family tree grandfather. He could have picked me for them. He could have picked Kea for them. He's got a glance at the sky. Is that lightning purple?
It is not.
Okay. Okay.
Checking.
29
Checking.
minutes left in the session. Oh, fuck!
Have we had a short rest, by the way?
Long rest? We should have
You've had a
to
long
take-
rest, actually.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I was gonna mention it in a second. I just was wanting everybody to.
When did we have the long rest?
Last night.
We had to take a nap before we got back here.
Yep.
Oh,
we
okay.
stopped.
We had to stop at nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good. I got spells back.
I got things back. Let's go see the kids. And see if I can get that spell. And send a boar god who's conveniently sitting in a meadow right now on his way.
For the events of the session, we're gonna go ahead and say that everybody does get this level up, and you will have access to that banishment spell, so that we can get this one thing to happen before we end the session, if that's cool with everybody. We'll do the actual
Sure.
level up later.
Yeah.
Okay, so once you get back to where the kids are, Naya and Tilly are in the little wall with the bookcase, and they are just chowing on beef jerky and sipping water skins and just. You're back.
Yeah.
So does this mean the Guardian is dead?
Yeah.
He's dead. She's dead.
You guys must be way stronger than I thought.
Yes, but no.
Yeah.
Why does everybody look so sad? And why is Ember covered in blood?
I assumed Ember. I was assuming.
I assumed Ember
vegetation did.
Oh, okay.
Why is he covered in blood? Well, let's see.
We just left him like that.
We forgot, like, our most commonly used spell.
Spell?
Out of curiosity, just because we kind of sped things up and I'm a little confused time-wise, what time of day is it by the time we get back?
It's like probably like 2 o'clock.
Okay.
It's basically most of a day to get up the ridge. So if you're on the other side of the ridge, it takes you about a day to get back, just a little less. So since you left around and got up and spent time and then came back, you had to stop at the edge of the forest, and then you just had the short trek back to the actual town through the plains.
Right.
Why does everybody look so sad?
It was a rough fight. We came pretty close to our own mortality.
Okay. Can I help? And she
I'm gonna
looks
look
over
down.
at Tilly. Tilly wants to help too.
I'm just gonna look down at her and give a tiny little smile and go, just be yourselves, and you will.
Tilly just shrugs, and Naya is like, I don't understand, but okay.
Do you want to watch me send the boar god on his way?
You can do it now?
Yeah.
Yes, I want to see. Tilly wants to go too.
Nyx is gonna offer her hand to Naya.
Okay. She obviously is going to take it.
I'm going to pick up a little furry ball that is Tilly and perch her on my shield arm.
Okay.
Let's set things right.
The 5 of you head out into the plain where the boar god is just drinking. And as you approach, I was hoping you would come back.
I can banish you now.
You can send me home.
Yes, if you're willing.
I am. I miss my forest. This plain, this Midgard is... It just feels wrong.
Okay. And Nyx is gonna kind of pass Naya's hand to Ember, so she has her hands. And she's going to spend an action and cast banishment. And since he's willing, I'm going to automatically fail the charisma
You're-
saving throw.
Your mic's fine again.
Misbehaving microphone.
I'm gonna cast banishment, and I'm assuming because he's willing,
Yeah, you don't
automatically
need the...
fail the saving throw,
Correct.
and so he's gonna. She's gonna stand there, and as she's casting, she's gonna suddenly she's gonna start in this very
Ooh, that mic
You
cut out.
stopped completely.
Ooh.
That mic.
no, behave thyself.
It's almost like the gain is weird. Or you know what I'm talking about.
I
the
think it's
threshold.
actually I think it's the noise cancellation that's weird.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
better?
It keeps
Her voice
thinking
is-
your noise cancellation. Because it's not moving further away
background
from you,
noise?
it's just cutting you sometimes.
Yep.
It thinks
Yeah.
I'm background noise.
It is very
Makes your
clearly
background
not a
noise.
microphone built for a female voice.
Okay, so as
Case
she's
in point right then.
she starts to cast, she's gonna start with this very formal, Ashadian sort of way of doing magic, and then she's gonna have this pause, and she's gonna sort of shift her position, and she's gonna start with her 2 of her fingers. She's gonna start drawing in symbols, and as she draws, there's gonna be little lightning on her fingers. It's gonna just float in the air, so the runes just appear in front of her, and she's gonna take her hands with what she's done and just kind of push it towards the boar, and it's just kind of wrap around him in this chain almost, spiral around him, and then constrict for a moment, and then pop as he just disappears. And once a minute passes, Nyx is just gonna
The moment he disappears, you're gonna hear, "Thank you, humans." So he's really gone?
yeah. He's gone.
The animals are gonna be normal now.
in, I think he said a couple of days, maybe a couple weeks.
But they should return to normal, yes.
They should go to normal. Still, I think at least until everybody goes back to normal, you should stay with Malik.
Okay.
I still like Plan A.
Plan A is better, but they should have a choice.
Fair.
We can talk about it with Malik.
Okay. If anyone wants to do anything else, I think we should end the session right about here.
Yep.
Everybody good with that? Okay.
Yep.
Let me